Don't judge me. I just wish you knew. That's just like you. I miss you as I need you.
Hey, guess what? Don't judge me. I just wish you knew.
But
What's happening? What's happening? It's your boy K Styles here with the six-man combo. As you already know, we have a multitude of personalities here this evening. As you already know, it is Bad Mike Luciano, aka the Senator.
Yep. How you be?
And we have the Joker, Mr. Tactician, ETL, aka Star Killer. What's happening?
ladies and gentlemen, this is about to be some serious conversation.
Well, damn. Like I said, man, it's the six-man convo Thursday evening. As you know, man, if you're new to the channel, you make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, hit that share button whenever you, if you could help a brother out on that one. Like I said, man, this show is associated with not only the Unholy Alliance, but Atlanta Falcon Nation as usual. And Southside shut the hell up. Yeah, that nigga had a long day. I barely made it on time over here. So you'll be all right. But we before we get started, man, fellas, how we doing this evening?
Gravy, baby.
Oh, I'm just
So you feeling? Yeah. This is gonna be a nasty show. But before we get, but like I said, we gonna let everybody know that we got a couple topics today for this show. Like I said, man, we're gonna be talking about Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot was put on notice by Arthur Blank, and the and we're gonna talk about was the Michael Vick era perpetuated as being the popular losers in the NFL. So we're going to be doing a little bit different today. If you check out the pinned comment on the channel, we have a StreamYard link. So, like I said, we're going to open it up to the people today. So, for whoever wants to come on and discuss their thoughts on either topic, you're more than welcome to come on. But before we get on, man, fellas, do y'all have a sidebar you want to kick this show off with?
I mean, I prefer to go for the gut punch myself.
You got a gut punch.
Oh, yeah.
What about you, Mike? You got a sidebar?
A sidebar.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we could talk about Kirk Cousins for a little bit. Since we want to do that as a sidebar.
You know what? You just gave me an idea. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So go ahead, Mike. You can lead the sidebar. Get a whiskey on the rocks.
Uh,
Leave the Mad Dog 2020 at the house. Um,
you gonna leave me with the liquor?
yeah, I'm gonna let you kick off the sidebar.
Oh, let me ask this again. You gonna leave me with the liquor?
Your son, bitch, you go ahead.
Well, I told you this fake ass Christian was exactly that. This doesn't even surprise me to see what he quote unquote allegedly stated, but it is stating that he would much rather get cut by the Atlanta Falcons than traded. Anybody want to take a wild guess why he would say that?
Uh,
Me.
the what? Why? Because he wants his Waffle House eggs sunny side up instead of scrambled with cheese.
You know what? No.
That's just blasphemy.
Is it because he likes his grits runny?
I mean, grit and him running. That's-
Um, I, I think I know. I think because the Falcons didn't give him his monthly mayonnaise steak.
hmm.
Mm, right. Do so. Embrace us with the reasons why you say that. Do sir, embrace us. We would like some more.
More.
So, so let me ask you something. If you were Kirk Cousins and you made $300 million, would you be okay with how you stated? You pretty much stated in the NFL. Would you be happy with that if you made that type of money?
I mean,
Say that one more time. Like I said, I'm getting spam calls here at the wrong damn time. What happened again?
Would you be happy if you made over $300 million?
Fuck yeah.
So
I'll
if a
be
team,
I'll be lucky to make 300,000 in this bitch. But yeah, go ahead.
what about you, Warren?
oh yeah, that'll set me back good. Yeah, 300 million.
So if a team told you, yeah, things we wanted you to be the starter, and we respect you as a man and what you've done in your career, but right now we need you to get behind Junebug, be the
Um,
best teacher as possible.
So
where's my lawn chair and my Mai Tai?
so
Mm,
you're asking me if I'm getting paid guaranteed money, would I
mhm,
be willing to be the backup to Junebug at this particular moment?
mhm. On top, you've made $300 million.
Shit. Yeah. Put his ass in there. I said, I'll be on the sideline counting my bread. Goddamn it.
Mhm.
Look. I'll be on the sideline with some cleats on and a rubber ducky. I'm not moving.
I will wear a Trojan condom on my head, just knowing I'm about to fuck somebody over. Goddamn it, I'm good.
So you over there trying to rub somebody's rhubarb.
Rhubarb bear.
So there's this saying goes that he who loves money will not be satisfied with money, nor he who loves wealth with his income. This is also vanity. All right. So with that stating, like there who loves money, those essentially what that means that people that loves money will never be happy. You'll never be satisfied. So this guy's made over $300 million. It's safe to say that he is not going to be a Hall of Fame, no matter how many more years they end up. He's not going to be a Hall of Famer. Period. Nothing Kirk Cousins can do to say he's a Hall of Famer. I think we all agree that. So you're a very good player for a long time. So if a team came to you 37 years old, you've made a good amount of money, you've had injuries, and we're being honest, chances are this guy's not going to get any better. His career is not getting any better, and he's not getting any younger. And this team is telling you, like, you know, you saw how you played this past year. We saw how you played this past year, and it wasn't pretty. It was pretty bad. But you going out of your way saying, no, I don't want to be traded. I'd rather be cut. What's the reason why you wanted to be cut?
Well, if I already have my guaranteed money, being cut doesn't mean nothing to me. Then not only will I have my guaranteed money, but I'll be hoping that a team will sign me to another contract so I get paid by two teams.
So it sounds like what you categorize that is, yeah, I'm only playing this game because I want another paycheck, right?
That's greed.
That's pretty much what it is.
Because this team said they want you here. Obviously, you're not the same player. We've all seen that. So it would mean, in my opinion, that this dude is he's only saying that he prefers to be cut, and he said that to Arthur Blank. Mr. Blank, that he wants to be cut rather than traded. And for me, like Kill said, this him preferring to be cut rather than traded states to me that he wants to get out of this contract just so he can get some more money. Sounds like greed to me.
Yeah.
From a guy that's supposed to be a Christian, nice Christian guy. I remember a guy that played wide receiver for the Arizona Cardinals. He knew his career was all pretty much on the downside, that he was never going to return to form. So guess what he did? He said, you know what? I've had a pretty good career. Let me just sit up here, get, X amount of dollars. I'm not even the starter anymore. I'm going to just take what I could do for this team, teach these young kids how to play the game, and go from there. That guy's Larry Fitzgerald. He knew his career was over with. And what did he do? He stayed with the team. I think he was like third string. And said, yeah, I'm still Larry Fitzgerald. I'm going to the Hall of Fame, but let me do what's best for this team right now. Because he knew his career pretty much over with.
Hey, Mike, you don't mind if I sing a song that I'd be singing if I was him? Y'all ready?
Yeah.
You ready, one?
Yeah.
Hold on. There you go. Hey, Penix, you so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Penix. Hey, Penix. Hey, Penix, you so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, boy, I'll be in that motherfucker sideline doing all that shit.
Now, but you know what the
Oh, Michael
painful
Penix, bro, you don't understand. You the starting quarterback, and I'ma sit and chill. Yeah, that'd be me right there.
but you want to know the painful part? And I'm about to hurt everybody's feelings.
What's up?
See, Mike said something very key, and it went over the top of your heads. He said Larry Fitzgerald knew who he was, and he gave back to the team. And he also said, I know I'm a Hall of Famer, so I'm going to do the best for the young guys coming up. Well, people, I'm going to say something. Kirk has no legacy. He was just a good player. Nobody's going to be sitting up there giving him a yellow jacket, and he knows it. He not even going to get in the ring of honor for the Falcons.
Uh-huh.
So pretty much you've gone from a quarterback to a janitor in the NFL.
Oh Lord.
I think it's about time to retire. You've already taken $300 million. How many more broken limbs do you need? See, when you know you're not worth anything, you try to double your value with paper. Nobody 10 years from now, who's going to say, oh, that Kirk Cousins, he really got me a tingle in my loins. You're not going to say that. You're going to say, he gave his all, but I guess this best wasn't good enough. So what is he going to do? He wants another contract.
Look, Michael here said, Mike said, got them racks, yo, Gotti. Sean said, 6MK is definitely an 80s guy. No, yeah, you damn right.
Read what Three
What?
Dirty said.
Either ouch.
Southside said, I'm creeping him out. Good. Good. Very good. That means you're paying attention.
Yeah. Yeah. Judas Priest used to say, I'm the painkiller, boy. That is Kirk Cousins all the way. He's the painkiller. Yeah. He killing. But as far as what my brothers are talking about over here is this is essentially a point right now in this situation where he knows regardless of what happens, he's got money coming in the bank. About $30 million worth of money coming in the bank. And one of the greatest things that you could do is you can ask for a release even though you have 30 million in the bank. And then get another contract and have that such and such in the bank too. This is one of the beauties of professional football, where I talk about where guaranteed money is the main thing you look at. You don't look at what a contract money length is. You pay attention to the guarantees. This is a tip for football fans when it comes to talking about these football negotiations. Don't ever pay attention to how much a contract is. Look at how much the guarantees are. And what the guarantees are going to dictate how a player will play is going to dictate how the relationship with a player and the team is.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk Cousins said, fuck you, pay me, and I'm gonna let somebody else go and pay me. He's basically an Instagram model at this point.
Yeah. The sad part is
if he cared about the Falcons, if he cared about being a leader, he's done this twice. He's done this in Minnesota. what Minnesota Vikings was saying, look, Kurt, you're not the same guy. You got hurt. We're going to draft a young guy. You still the guy until this guy is ready to go. He said no. He said, "Nah, I'm good on that. Bye." Then
Mm.
the Falcons essentially said the exact same thing. And Kirk said, "Nah, I'm good on that, pimp. Just cut me." So
Right.
this guy's showing you exactly he's not a team player. He's the fakest guy in the fucking. He's one of the fakest guys in the universe. They pretend like they're real nice people, but they're really just out for themselves.
That part. Because you get on podcasts and you go around, and the thing is, you want out. So you're telling the NFL, well, I still want to be a starter. Doesn't matter how much they pay me. I can't sit behind a rookie anymore and help him.
Mm.
When technically, if we look at it physically, you didn't even live out your entire contract. So you technically stole money because the contract didn't state, okay, we'll pay you 60 some odd million up front as long as your limbs hold out. They said the season. You got your money, all of it up front. We didn't get all of you up front.
I mean, he basically lied about him being hurt. He lied about being hurt. You said that you said you was ready to go. You said you was cool. Then at the end of the season, we saying, "Nah, I was hurt. I'm rehabbing." And you only said that because of your the potential to get on another team, so the other team can give you another paycheck. That's it.
I
That's
mean,
that's the main reason why you did that.
Mm.
let me ask everybody in the chat. You guys sign an agreement when you go to work, right? When you get a job, or even if
Mm.
you have a contract. That contract doesn't state, well, we will pay you, but we'll understand in the event that you hurt yourself or you get sick or your kids get sick. No, you got to make provisions for that. You got to ask for time off. And technically, that's breaking the contract because they expect you to be there on time every day, not when you feel good, not when you're convenient. So, Kirk, you didn't live out your contract, but now you want to be let go so you can go to the next sucker. See that's not a situation. That's a habit. That's habitual. Oh yeah, emphasis on the bitch part.
Yeah, yeah, to make him into a bitch.
I mean, I'm feeling quite movable right now.
Okay. Well, D Sloan here said that anyone think that we could get a third and a fifth for Cousins if we trade him? Mm, yeah, I'm be honest with you. At this point, I will look for the bare minimum. I ain't trying to get no higher than a fifth pick. The main thing is you want a team that's going to trade for him to take majority of his guarantees. So, like you said, that may be one of those cases where you have to sacrifice getting a sixth or seventh round pick for it. But if you can get a team to catch on most of his guarantees, that's the main objective right there. Millie here said, looking at it from Kurt's view real quick, he knows he's not Hall of Fame right now, but as long as he's a starter and can keep getting yards and climbing the charts, they have no choice to at least mention him for the Hall of Fame.
But
Who the
there's
fuck
more.
told you that dumb ass shit?
There's one problem.
Ain't nobody got no fucking. They ain't got no choice. Look, motherfucker, Hall of Famers don't even mention. Millie, what the fuck are you talking about? You saw this guy named T.O. Everybody in the universe knows he had all the qualifications of being in the Hall of Fame, but they deliberately kept him out of it. That ain't nowhere near true. Can we say that a guy like Tommy Nobis, Jesse Tucker, are Hall of Fame? They don't even mention them motherfuckers. That ain't true at all. They don't have to mention them.
I mean, when you look at Kirk Cousins, like you said, if you look at his career wise, he most likely will not be a Hall of Famer just for the simple fact that he's never won an MVP. He didn't win no type of offensive player of the year type of awards or anything like that. So yeah, he puts up a lot of numbers, but he won't be in a Hall of Fame.
Hey, that's the whole Millie. What the fuck are you talking about? We got a guy that just won 2 Super Bowls, ain't even in the fucking Super Bowl. I mean, he ain't not even in the Hall of Fame. Anybody know that guy? His name is Eli Manning. 2 Super Bowls, multiple Pro Bowls, and he ain't there.
Well, see, also y'all got to understand something. Even if that was true, his body's not going to hold out long enough for him to get the numbers to get into the Hall of Fame.
I say it like this: if they mess around and put Tony Romo in the Hall of Fame in the next couple years, Kirk Cousins going in the Hall of Fame. So yeah, that's going to be the
Tony Romo.
reality. I said if they mess around and put Tony Romo in the Hall of Fame in the next couple years, Kirk Cousins will be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, Tony Romo don't have what you still got to have. Look, everybody look at numbers.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the qualification. That's not all the qualifications of getting in the Hall of Fame. You got to have the award to go there.
Yeah.
He can. A guy, what they would have to do for a guy like Tony Romo and Kirk Cousins, they would have to drop a lot of qualifications to be mentioned in that.
Right.
The qualification for the Hall of Fame is awards, the numbers to go along with it, and the average. All right, the average over your career. Those are the things. That's why a guy like Sterling Sharp was finally put in there. And he got put in there by a special board. That's why he wasn't in there. He got put in by a special board because after you miss out a certain number of times, you go to that board and that board decides whether or not you're gonna get.
Yeah, but that's why the key word is I said if.
No, I know. I
know where you're going with it, but I didn't want to specify to the people that's watching. I said if.
Yeah. So they would have to award though. That's why I said the numbers, your numbers and your awards still have to be there. A guy like Sterling Sharp only wasn't there because he got hurt. That's the only reason why. These guys like Kirk Cousins, Eli Manning, all these other quarterbacks, or Tony Romo. Tony Romo pretty much was one of those situations where nothing hindered him. So yeah, go back to your if.
And then think about it like this too. It has a little bit to do with popularity too, because think about it. With the way Kirk has been handling himself from team to team, you think they're gonna vote him in the Hall of Fame? He'll go in the Hall of Fame and steal something.
All right. Let's go ahead and get right into the main topics. Like you said, man, that's the sidebar for the show. Like you said, we got 65, 63 people in here. We want to go ahead and get those. We want to go ahead and see about 50 to 60 likes on this live. So while y'all doing that, we're gonna go right into the main topics of the show. I kind of want to start off with the Terry Fontenot, Raheem Morris topic. For those that don't know what that topic is they got officially put on notice. If you don't know what I mean by Terry Fontenot and Raheem Morris getting put on notice, um, Mike, look, well, he just popped off. Well,
Yes.
why have Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot got put on notice?
Well, it's kind of like this. You two, between the two of you, you wasted $98 million. And I know you're wondering, where did we come up with that money from? Well, my friend over here in K Styles happened to, we spoke about Pert Plus, and Pert Plus only cost us $2 million. But we ran him out of town. So Raheem, Captain Chicklet, decides to come up with a brilliant idea. Why don't we get Kirk Cousins, sell blank on the fact that he's been in the playoffs one time and that he's still serviceable and he's the guy that's going to get us to the playoffs. And Terry said, okay, against his better judgment. So they went to Blank and said, hey, Blank, we got an idea. Why don't we pick the old guy that came from the purple team and maybe we can get into the playoffs and then we can brag and sip tea and crumpets. So Blank said, okay. But what happened is there was no tea, there was no crumpets, and there was no playoffs. Even though we were doing okay until we wasn't. Now, you got to explain why your billionaire is missing $98 million. And we have a quarterback outing on the sideline. I mean, let's think about it. If your check was 98% short, wouldn't you have a problem with your employer? $98 million.
Mm. So pretty much what you're saying here is, and might be able to verify this a little bit better than I have. But one of the main things that happened was there was a report coming out that said that Arthur Blank and Terry Fontenot and Raheem Morris had a brief meeting to where he said that he was disappointed in how the season played out. Am I correct, Mike?
Yes, indeed.
And why was he disappointed into the season?
I mean, obviously, when you start 6-3 and then you end up at 8-9, that's the main reason.
So essentially, from my guess of that situation is when you hear Arthur Blank or somebody who's like a big money player say that he's disappointed in how the season play out. Remember, we started off 6-3 with a chance to win the division by week 11, week 12. And we watched the Titanic sink right before our eyes. So that's that's probably what Blank was looking at. That's what a lot of the Falcon fans were looking at, and that's where a lot of the disappointment was going on. Hey, Auntie Pam.
K Styles, can I clear up one misconception?
Well,
For
before you do,
those out there that think that Terry Fontenot's guy was Kirk Cousins, that's incorrect. Terry Fontenot's guy was Michael Vick Jr. He just happened to agree to the foolishness that was of one Raheem Morris.
Right. Auntie Pam, what's going on? Diamond, baby, what's good? What's good? Appreciate you coming in.
Hello, ladies. How are you?
Hello, ladies. I had to do my Val Venus voice right quick. I ain't did it in a while. Um, but yeah, when you look at the situation and how it played out, like you said, starting off pretty good, and then like you said, watching the team implode in the middle of the season the way it did, that would leave a bad taste in anybody's mouths, whether you're Arthur Blank, whether you're a Falcons fan, um, or etc. And with the expectations of this team needing to get to the playoffs, that is what you would call a bad first impression, especially where the main talking point for the Atlanta Falcons was they needed said quarterback position to be the main position addressed in the offseason, in which they did it twice in the same offseason. Raheem Moore said they could win with Terry Fontenot. I mean, with Kirk Cousins. Terry Fontenot said, "Fuck that. We want to go ahead and draft Michael Penix to be the insurance policy."
Now, outside of that, here's where the problem comes in, and I want you guys to pay close attention. With that 60 some odd $1 million guaranteed, and the back half being 30 million, 30, maybe 30, 35 or whatever. You got to understand this. Had they not, and K Styles came up with a brilliant scenario, had we kept Bernard with the good hair,
For those
and
that don't
only
know who, but those that don't know who Bernard with the good hair is, he's talking about Desmond Ritter and the $2 million contract that he had.
right now, say we keep him and we draft Michael Penix anyway. Okay, and say we put Ritter out there and he does a Kirk Cousins where he falls apart halfway through the season. So we're in the position where we are now, just different people. Do you know right now that $180 million contract wouldn't exist? We would have enough capital, and I know some of you conspiracy theorists are probably going to need some toilet paper, but we would have been able to get a Trey Hendrickson or possible Myles Garrett in free agency because we would have had enough money and enough cushion that, if the defense is the problem, let's just go get some big name players, and ta-da, you guys would have had a good old fashioned hee haw party, and we still would have had money for the draft and the free agency picks. But because we wanted to ride on the horse with Captain Chiclet and Mr. Mayonnaise, we barely had enough for the draft class. See, numbers are a wonderful thing.
Yeah. What you think about that, Mike?
Well, I just think Arthur just um honestly, I just think he's tired of people telling him that things are gonna this is a better way of doing it as a collective, and then once we continue to do it as a collective, I'm gonna take y'all advice and consideration at some point in time. You're gonna be looking at like, fuck this collective. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want, because every time I get everybody's opinion on things, this is what happens. So I think he's getting to the point where he's gonna say, you know what, fuck Terry, fuck Raheem, fuck Kyle. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Y'all suggest, but I'm gonna do what the hell I want to do. Because him being considerate of everybody's feelings at some point, getting him nowhere. The same record. When he listens, we end up 7-10. When he listens to the next guy that comes in, we end up going 7-10. Change that coach, and then we get another coach. Well, guess what? We listen to him, and he end up 7-10. So what's the fucking what is the point of listening to you if every time I listen to you, we're gonna end up in the same spot? At some point you're gonna be saying to yourself, like, look, the hell with y'all. So for me, like Arthur is 80 years old. That man getting tired of listening to everybody. He gonna want to do what he want to do. You know, it's like everybody keep asking the same. You keep everybody. You ask everybody in the family what y'all want to eat. Motherfucker keep saying tacos and chips, tacos and chips. Do I was and you say that week after week after week, every weekend you say the same thing. Motherfucker, at some point in time you get tired of tacos. Okay, you gonna say fuck y'all. Look, y'all can eat these goddamn tacos, but I'm going to get me goddamn steak. At some point, he's going to say that. So for me, when he uttered those words that, and what's really key to me what he said, it's not the fact that he was disappointed. The fact that he said it was a relatively short conversation. That's all I need to know. That man is tired of losing, and he's tired of listening to coach after coach after coach, and then gets him nowhere.
Bill said he finna pull a Jerry Jones here soon.
And I wouldn't be mad at him. I mean, listen, this man has been watching debacle after debacle for decades. Good portion of his youth is tied up in this team's foolishness. I mean, hey, now what I will say is, and you can go listen to it. Tori McElhaney and Will McFadden had their little podcast this morning, and basically, what it's projected to be as far as the draft, Blank want defense, not Raheem, not Terry. Blank wants defense. So do with that what you will. Just know you heard it here first. Blank
Yeah,
wants defense.
yeah. I think the quote. I think the exact quote was Blank said that he, like you said, based on how the offseason has been, he expect the team to go defense. And he said, I think a lot of the fans are expecting it too. I think that's the quote.
Mm-hmm. So you know what that means? Yeah. We may do offense, but it ain't gonna be in the first round. I hate to tell you that.
But think about it, I think this is the first time that I remember him specifically saying anything about what particular side of ball that they expect to drive. I think this is the first time I've heard him say something like that.
It is.
What that says is, Terry, you got limited room to run around. Raheem, sit your ass down. Let daddy show you how to build a team. That's basically what that's saying.
So do you think that this upcoming draft is more so going to be what Terry Fontenot wants to do for Jeff Obert?
It's gonna have to be
Man,
because
hell no. I'm sorry, Warren. Hell no. He been here for 2 minutes. That man, you been here, just got in the goddamn building. Look, look, it's a movie quote. All right? It's a movie quote. Y'all gonna realize, you remember New Jack City?
I remember New Jack City.
And
Hold on. Let me no. Go ahead and say the quote because I'm trying to. I'm thinking of the quotes. I'm gonna see which one we talking about.
said when they was having the meeting and they was in that when they was in the board meeting and somebody set up
Oh yeah.
and said something. What did he say? What did he say?
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Right there. That's what he said. No goddamn that man is not thinking about no Jeff Olbrich. You just got a board member.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
He's
about no goddamn. That man is not thinking about no Jeff Olbrich. Olbrich came in here to suck dick. That's what he came in there to do.
pretty much what you're going to see though is
eating booty or whatever.
Man, not Jeff Olbrich being on the Jasmine Cashmere side of the game.
Look, he there to pleasure everybody. Okay, that's essentially what I'm saying. Ain't nobody thinking about no goddamn Jeff Olbrich. Okay? We can sit up here and hope.
So what you said? So what you saying? His new nickname is Gawk 3000.
Yeah. No. It's not. It's Gawk Brick 3000. See, it's Gawk Brick 3000. But basically, Gawk Brick 3000. See, but what's gonna be the thing though, and this is why I said 4 months ago, Raheem had a noose. He had a choker that became a noose. Now he on the chair on his tiptoes. Now he ain't got no chair. He hanging on to the rope. Why? Because of the simple fact, if your owner is telling you that we're going defense and the fans agree with us, that means that whomever we pick in this draft better work, and you better not fuck it up because you have no more room. No more room. You have no more room.
Okay. So this will be a question right here. So who do you think is getting most of that? Is that I ain't gonna say blame, but since we know it, he's like, nigga, y'all better make this shit work. Who do you think is getting most of that comment? Do you think it's Terry Fontenot or do you think it's Raheem Morris that's getting most of it?
It's Raheem. It's Raheem all day.
No. What the question was, you said who's getting all the blame for, or you getting who?
No. I'm talking about who's getting the brunt of that y'all better make this shit work. Who do you think gets most of the brunt of that?
But the guy who's really running it right now, it ain't Raheem. The guy running it right now is Terry Fontenot, as far as the team talent is concerned, because what's been the issue? We got talent.
Got bad coach.
They said we got the quote was we have too much talent for this team not to succeed.
So we got talent. I think we all know we have talent on both sides of the ball. So if not Terry Fontenot,
it's Raheem. It's Raheem all day.
He brought one of his Gawk 3000 to sit up there and look. I'll get the top, you get the bottom. That's what he doing. That's what Olbrich came in here to do. So you get the top, I get the bottom. That's what Olbrich came in here to do.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
We're here running trains.
Look, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you right now. Raheem nor Jeff Gockbrick has got enough knee pads to save them. You better get it right. You better get it right, or you going back to the corner. That's what it is. And this is why I tell people, yes, Terry Fontenot got some of the blame, but trust and believe, Terry, that money man, he gonna make sure he keep his seat at the side of blank. So Raheem better get it right, cause him out the door. Him out the door. Them ashy feet ain't got no chair to stand on. He's standing on the back of Jeff Olbrich's shoulders. Him out the door. This better work, and especially if they get a top player in the first round. It better work.
So here's the next question that goes with that. The Falcons' first round draft pick. What do you think is the main position of need that they need to address with that 15th pick to get a little bit of that fire off of Terry Fontenot?
I would say tackle. I would say anything up front or maybe a linebacker. Anything up wherever we had a deficit in the defense, that's where it's going. But I'm thinking up front or a linebacker. If it's not there, you may see them trade out and get more picks. If they man ain't there, they'll probably trade out.
No, he said to get off of Terry Fontenot.
Yeah.
To get the
The heat
fire
off
off Terry Fontenot. Yeah.
Because the thing is, it's not whether or not he drafts somebody up front. They can draft anybody up front, but that don't mean that fans are gonna like it.
Well,
I mean,
I'm not speaking from a fan perspective. It's got to work for them.
Yeah, because I think at this point right now, they have to be like, fuck the fans. What do we want to do?
Right. Them fans going to have to deal with whatever come down the line. It's got to work for the organization. They ain't got no leeway.
And like you said, they actually have to have the balls now to where they have, if they have a particular vision on what they want to do, they have to stop worrying about what the backlash is from the fan base and the Atlanta media itself. Like you said, they may want to go edge rusher. If they want to go edge rusher, that's their plan. If they want to go interior linebacker, that's their plan. If they want to go offensive line, that's their plan.
Right.
If they want to go corner, that's their plan. If they want to go safety, that's their plan.
Tackle.
But you have to stick to something. And like you said, you're going to have to stand on what you want.
It's almost like Blanks saying two things at once. You better get somebody that fit what we trying to do, and you better figure out what our identity is. Quick.
Mm-hmm. Because the biggest issue that the Atlanta Falcons have right now is, I'll be honest with you, for the past 4 or 5 years, they still trying to figure out what the hell the identity is of this team. Like you said, you have a lot of players that can plug and play very well with what they need to do. But you're not going to get the best out of the players on the team if you don't have an identity or something that you are willing to say, this is us.
It's like blank giving them 6 weeks when it took them damn near 60 years. What is our identity? Y'all got 6 weeks to figure this out.
Exactly.
So by the time everybody get to see that first preseason game in the Benz, they need to know what their identity is.
Go ahead, Mike.
I just don't. My thing is, I don't. At the end of the day, man, like, I just don't feel. I don't feel like it matters at this point. Like we worried about the wrong things. I think we just worried about the wrong things, and the wrong thing is looking at a guy and just it doesn't matter at this point what that draft pick is. People not gonna like it anyway.
They're not gonna like it if it ain't from the University of Georgia. But
That's
But
true.
we got a comment here. Matt Cat Galore said the folks ain't worried about what the fans want.
Shit.
If you really look at the moves that they made, they've actually kind of made moves that the fans have been asking for the last couple of years, more
Yeah.
than you realize. Actually, they've been making moves for the fans since 2022.
Yep.
And Mike, do you want to let them know about those said moves that the fans have been begging for that they actually acquired for?
I mean, shit, all of them, to be honest. What
Okay,
happened? From running back to wide receiver to offensive
let's
line.
see.
We drafted a line, offensive line. We drafted
Let,
DBs. We drafted defensive
look, here you go. Let's go down. Let's go down. Let's go down the road. The fans wanted Matt Ryan out of here. What did they do?
He's gone.
He's gone. The fans wanted Jesse Bates here. What did they do?
They got Jesse Bates.
Fans wanted Bijan Robinson here. What did
They
they
got
do?
they got Bijan.
Fans wanted Michael Penix here. What did they do?
They got Mike Penix.
Fans wanted Desmond Ritter gone. What did they do?
Ding dong, Ritter's gone.
Let's see. You said that. Hmm. You said you wanted to address pass rushers and stuff in free agency. What did they do?
They got all of them.
Yep.
Caden Ellis, Leonard Floyd, Matthew Judon.
Yep.
Yeah, the fans begged for Justin Simmons to be here last year. They damn show did it.
Yeah. You got what you
Yeah,
wanted.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Look. You said you want them to draft Georgia Bulldogs players. Now, Fitzpatrick, Lou, Schaefer, Lorenzo, Floyd. And then D. Cobra said, "Oh, not those dogs."
You said you wanted a black head coach.
He said, "You want the black head coach?
You got
Got
a
it."
you got a chiclet sickle.
You said you want a black GM? You
You
got it.
got it. You even got a black assistant head coach.
Jerry Gray.
You said you want to see niggas run, and we get you niggas who can run.
I mean, Tyler
Yeah,
Algier, Tyler
yeah,
Algier may be a little bit lightly toasted, but he can still run.
yeah. Cause remember after Matt Ryan was cut, the first thing that y'all asked for, y'all didn't ask for a quarterback that was good. Y'all just asked for a quarterback that could run around, a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
They gave you a multitude of them.
I mean, let's go down the list. You had one that was that had good hair. You had one that was a Hawaiian roll. I mean, do I need to go any further?
Hmm. So in actuality, the Falcons gave the fans exactly what they wanted.
But
Problem was the Falcons didn't they didn't exceed to the results that the fans wanted.
but
That's
wait,
the difference.
but wait, K-Styles. Let's ask this question. What did the fans give the Falcons? Did you give
Hey,
them any cheers? Did you give them any praise? No. You hung around in the hallways eating hot dogs and chili fries while the game was playing.
I
When
sat
it
here.
was time,
I sat in the. I sat at the bench. Me and Mike sat at the bench where we saw uh backup quarterback at the time, Felipe Franks, run for a 51-yard run in a preseason game, and Falcons fans talk about, oh man, he reminds me of Michael Vick.
Mm-hmm.
y'all tailgated harder than you played, than you cheered for the team.
Mm-hmm.
They had to drop shirts out of the ceiling to make you cheer. I was there. I saw it.
Mm-hmm. So if you ask the question, well, they not listen to the fans, you might want to look at those moves again and say that they actually are listening to the fans a lot more than y'all think.
Right.
The problem is y'all keep moving the damn goalposts. Y'all went from them not getting the players you want. Now all of a sudden is now they not getting Georgia players. Where in actuality they get at least 1 or 2 Georgia players every year. Oh, but wait, they're not the top guys that y'all want.
Right. Y'all didn't move the goalpost so much. It's out in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm. D. Coleman said, I used to think sorry ass Matt Ryan was one word. We have relatively good. Three Dirty said here, this fan base for the most part are like infants. You can't allow them to pick up nothing in the store because it's never what they want.
Well, see, the problem is you don't know when you got what you want if you don't know what you want. That's the thing. You had a playoff team in your hands,
Mhm.
but because we have a milk dud head coach that seems to think his smile is going to win him a Super Bowl, he stands on the sideline and chews his Orbit's gum in the midst of chaos, and then wants us to understand why we lost.
Right. But like you said, man, at this point in time, like Mike said, after this past season where we literally had everything we needed, and just to watch everything just fall apart like it did, I would be honest, as Falcon fans, the fan base the fan base is really looking hard at everybody within this front office, within the coaching staff, and it's really looking like, are y'all capable enough to get this team to that next level? Because we've had it in 2024, and then right when it was right there on the tip of our tongues, mwah, just like a good martini, we dropped the motherfucking glass, and now we ain't got shit but air.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask both of y'all a question.
What's up?
Yeah.
You got 5 players, and all of them in the draft.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay. There are 5 players in the draft with different rounds, obviously.
Oh, there you go, Miss Mills. Fans want an Arthur
Oh,
Smith gone too. And what do they do?
okay, I'm gonna get to that. We look, all this coming into
All right,
all
you
that
got
coming
it.
in. All that's coming into it. 5 players, and we still feel the exact same way about this coaching staff, whether it's good and bad.
Mm.
We miss the playoffs, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you guys personally believe there are 5 guys in this draft that's gonna change the way you think about this team and this coaching staff? I mean,
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
No,
No.
no, because you can have the greatest player, you can have the greatest draft of all time, but if you're not going to be able to put the players in the right positions that they need to be in, or said coach them up the right way, it'll just like you said, it'll just be the same result all over again.
But before I answer, I want to answer Mucho. Yes, Mucho, there is Orbit's gum. Check it out on YouTube. There's a commercial. You're gonna laugh.
Oh God, not the Orbis gun.
Yes,
I
the
ain't heard
Orbit's
that
gum
joke.
commercial is gonna be funny. But to answer Mike's question, I'm actually not excited about this draft because unless this draft was a draft of coaches, head coaches, oh, then I'd be ecstatic. I would be totally ecstatic because I hate to say it, the one man that we overlooked said it best. There is nothing, there is no amount of play on the field that can overcome bad coaching. I'm sorry. You can't tell me that we were up 6-3 on our own division, 2 games away from the playoff at home, to tell me that I trust this man with a team, let alone the air that God gave us. No, I don't feel good because all he gonna do is have great players in the wrong position. Let me ask y'all a question. What if you took the tires off your car and put them on the roof and tried to drive? Would it work? Would it work? There's nothing wrong with the tires. There's nothing wrong with the car. But you put the stuff out of position and it doesn't work.
And for those that may not know what Juan is talking about, I'll give you the perfect example. Kate Ellis is the perfect example.
There you go.
We've said it on these shows at the beginning of the season this year. Caden Ellis best suited as an edge rusher for this defense. We didn't see him rush the passer in an alarming rate until week 12.
That part. Him and Judon. There was one play where him and Judon damn near got to the quarterback at the same time because they weren't forced to run a marathon the other way.
Cars don't drive on air.
That part right there, Auntie Payne.
So if you guys are right, then why the hell are we still looking at the draft, thinking the draft is gonna change things?
The thing is what a lot of people are going to be looking at this NFL draft is they're going to be looking at, are the Atlanta Falcons going to draft the position that I want? Let me tell y'all something. And this is a tendency that y'all need to pay attention to when it comes to Terry Fontenot. And this is the one thing I always say about what I like about Terry Fontenot. The biggest attribute that I love about Terry Fontenot is he ain't worth shit.
Not a drop.
But it's not a bad thing like y'all think it is. It's a good thing because the thing is you don't know what the hell that you're going to be expecting. My
No.
biggest advice to a lot of Falcon fans is pay attention to the positions they do not address during free agency.
That part. Now,
If you look at the pattern of that, is actually going to dictate to you where they're going to draft at. Think about it. They've addressed edge rushers, not a lot of them, but they got a couple of them.
right,
They've addressed a lot of secondary needs.
right. They kept their center.
They kept one of the centers.
Mm-hmm.
You made sure you kept your offensive line intact.
Right.
You still got your wide receiver core intact.
Your
So you
running
ain't
backs
got to
are
do
still.
too. Your running backs are still intact. Well, like Tyler Algier ain't going nowhere no time soon.
Mm-hmm.
What's one of the main positions that they did not address this offseason?
Go ahead and tell them, Kev.
They didn't address inside linebacker.
Nope.
They didn't address wide receiver position in the offseason.
Nope.
And they didn't address defensive tackle.
There you go. There. Now, Add on the fact that your owner just said we're going to lean towards defense. See, y'all do know something. Like we said before, they got to fill up a 90-man roster. And then all teams getting closer as they go through training camp. When it gets close to the season, they'll do cuts. So they get down to the 53-man roster. So this ain't the draft ain't the end of it. The draft's not the end of it. They're going to address some issues, but then on the back half, closer to the season, there'll be some more people that will get picked up in free agency.
All right.
And here's something else. Some of y'all are going to be mad twice because not only are they going to draft a player that you may not like, but if we got the same Muppet show that we had this past season, your coach is going to use that right player in the wrong spot.
Exactly. And John here said maybe the draft will be about removing excuses.
John, shame on you for having common sense. Shame on you. That is the underlying theme of this draft.
Removing all the excuses.
Right.
But let's go ahead and get to this final topic that we have for this show. And this is the main topic of the show, which is, did the Michael Vick Experience make the Atlanta Falcons popular losers? Do I need to say that one more time for the people in the back?
Yes, they weren't listening.
Okay. Let me ask everybody a question. Did the Michael Vick Experience make the Atlanta Falcons popular losers?
I want my brother Luciano to take this one because he has a lovely term that I haven't heard from him in probably about 9 months. You remember what that term is? Because Kev just said it, but it's the way you say it.
I have no idea what you're talking
The loser.
I don't remember. I don't recall.
I don't recall that.
The way you stretched out loser, it was just so eloquent.
A loser.
It brings such a smile to my face.
Now,
Hold
the subject of this topic is based on the poll that I had on the 6K Live channel, in which you saw content not only from Mad Mike Sports, but OG, Big Sam, aka Mr. White, and Mr. Tactician. And I asked the question: did the what did the fans expect from the Atlanta Falcons during the Michael Vick era? And I had two options. I said media appreciation and entertainment, or winning football games and team success, in which team success in football games won the poll by 70%. And my brothers here and as myself looked at that poll and said that was all bullshit.
That's a goddamn lie.
They said it was cap. I said that was a load of bullshit. I felt like the 30% that said media entertainment were the only ones that were telling the truth. Now, Mike, go ahead. Floor is yours.
Well, I think it's complete horseshit, because there's a guy, he wears a certain number 2. I think he's a cracker, aka Caucasian, aka a white boy, who's the all-time winningest player, quarterback in franchise history. He's also one of the greatest quarterbacks that ever laced this motherfucker up. This guy has won every, and I'm talking about every quarterback award that you can possibly win. He's done them damn near everything a quarterback could do. He's done it. Besides actually winning it. Okay? He's done everything. And year after year after year, despite us winning, with him at the helm, putting up 300 plus yards almost every game, what he averaged, okay? 300 yards plus. He tied Peyton Manning, Drew Brees at one point for the most consecutive 4,000 yard passing yards. Over and over and over again. He was nicknamed Matty Ice for a reason, because time after time after time, he would drive us down, put us in position. Oftentimes we would win it, but a lot of times he'll give us the lead and the defense will give it up. So time and time again, this dude was absolutely shitted on. Every chance that they got, they shitted on him. But this bitch here, as someone so eloquently stated, with these numbers right here, Vic would go 13 foot 26 with 100 yards rushing, and you talking about he's the MVP.
No, let me put this into perspective. Does anybody remember? I know everybody kind of talks about that Lambeau playoff game, right?
Right.
With Mike Vick, that Lambeau playoff game. Let me ask everybody a question. In that Lambeau playoff game where the Falcons upset the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs, does anybody remember Mike Vick's numbers that game?
Go ahead and tell them, Kev. They probably
I'm gonna see if I get some answers here. Because like I said, this is not about shitting on Mike Vick, but this is about exposing a hypocrisy that goes on as far as expectations for winning. Let me see if anybody remember this. Lee said even the fuel pump at work made fun of me stopping at 28.3 gallons.
That's just bad business.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if anybody remember these numbers. Yeah, Southside says I don't even know. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, let's see if we get another one. Yeah, that was the game where he made Kabir Baja Billy Miller miss on the yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm surprised nobody know. I'm surprised they know. There you go. We finally got it.
100%.
He went 9 for 17 for 117 yards and one touchdown with 65 rushing yards.
And that's the game that everybody put him on a pedestal and say he was the first player to beat what's called Brett Favre Lambeau.
Okay, now hold it right there. These numbers right here alone prove my point of what I've been saying for years. Y'all didn't think the Falcons were going to do or be worth shit. You were just excited. Because there's no way in the world you would have let Matt Ryan walk out of the Benz, let alone the Georgia Dome, with those numbers in any playoff game.
In a playoff game.
That man would have been on the first thing smoking to Alabaster, Alaska.
But the reason why I brought that up too is because as Falcon fans, we were so enamored by the electricity of the Michael Vick Experience, in which he could really do no wrong, no matter how wrong he was on the field. And what we did was we gave him the bypass of a lot of stuff. T. Coleman said Mariota gave us that stat line every week.
I mean, he didn't lie. Even in the game where he threw from his butt, he gave us numbers like that.
Yeah. But my issue that comes down with this is, and reason why I said that poll, a lot of people were lying, because let me give y'all my personal experience when it came to talking Atlanta Falcon football around that time. Because around that time we didn't have social media. We had forums on NFL.com and AOL Messenger and stuff like that. We had barbershops. We had a multitude of different avenues that wasn't internet related. Anytime around that time that people talked about the Atlanta Falcons, it was never about winning or associated with success. Mike Vick was such a cultural phenomenon for a lot of people and a lot of industries that just the mere mention of Mike Vick gave light to a lot of people who were Falcon fans, because the Falcons were in the spotlight. Not paying attention to the fact that the Falcons were not in the spotlight, but it was Mike Vick in the spotlight. So you can't tell me around that time when you hearing quotes like, well, when Mike Vick was down here, it was like Freaknik.
When has that ever been a football comparison?
I don't know. Why you tell me?
I mean, let's be honest. Freaknik was a fun time in the city, but I didn't see Mike Vick on 85 jumping from car to car with a football. I didn't see football helmets and goalposts running them up. I really did. I mean, it was pandemonium, yes, but there wasn't a sideline, a checkered flag, or a tailgate that was anything Falcons. So what are we talking about?
Yeah, the same motherfucker that gave everybody the finger when they booed his ass after the loss.
Yeah, y'all tried to care about winning when we gave him that money, that $100 million, and they wasn't getting any.
It wasn't getting any better. They were getting worse. Cause you have to remember those last couple years with the Falcons with him. Remember, both of those seasons they started at least 6-2 both years. Throughout the season, they started both seasons 6-2. That sounds familiar, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
And I think we went 7-9 one year, and then we went 9-7 the next year, if I'm correct. But it was no playoffs. So what ended up happening was that love affair for Mike Vick started to get tiresome for fans because, yeah, as exciting as he was, they were not consistent in winning football games. Now, I know a lot of people may say, well, they didn't put a team around him. You have to remember, Mike Vick's $130 million contract took up 43% of that salary cap for that team. Once he got that contract, you couldn't build a team like that. Not in free agency. And then, like you said, you also had a head coach that enabled that behavior as well.
And this was one of the Falcons' few times of learning that being popular cost the team a building ability. Because what started to happen, and this is the stuff that I used to hear locally, what started to happen was the Vick experience started to wind down because why? The losing was apparent. The losing was apparent. You only gonna be excited for so long before you start looking at the losing.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I kept hearing is two complaints. It was the plays they were running and how we were losing. And they were like, how is it that this man runs around so much, excites us so much when we think we about to do something, and then we end up losing the game. And then it's like, oh, every time you turn around, they're going to the left. They're always running the wildcat. Okay, they need to run something else. They ain't, they ain't doing nothing. Why the defense ain't stopping them? Well, Vic doing all this running around. Yeah, it started to become apparent that the experience started winding down because they didn't have a team to support this man.
Right.
Yeah, you had Dunn, Vic, and Duckett, but them is three men out of what? Almost a 30-man roster.
But here's the thing, though, and this is where me as a Falcon fan had to realize about what that team was. The way that the team was built and constructed is the reason why the Atlanta Falcons loved Mike Vick in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say that again. For a lot of people that complained about how the roster was built at that time and what and what it pertained to, is the very reason why the fans love Mike Vick. Think about this for a second. If you had a multitude of Pro Bowl receivers, guess what happens? You have to tell Mike Vick to stop running, and you got to get these wide receivers involved. Why did the Atlanta Falcons love Mike Vick so much? Because he ran the fucking ball.
Mm-hmm. And the way he ran it, how he duped people, how he shook tackles that people was like, he shouldn't have been able to get out of that. He shouldn't have been able to get around that defender. How did he make that man miss?
D. Coleman here said they invested so heavily in that offense for Vic. 2 first-round wide receivers, a first-round running back. Price came after a 1,000-yard year. Dunn was a Pro Bowler. Algie was a Pro Bowler. No help. Sheesh. There you go.
Right. Because they put up all that excitement. It wasn't nothing to defend.
And you had you had at least 2 Pro Bowlers on that offensive line damn near every year.
Mm-hmm. So it was exciting until the other team got back on the field.
So what'd you think about that, Mike? What'd you think about this conversation, Mike?
I just find it funny that it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be such a pocket player. But this guy on the Atlanta Falcons 2002 got sacked 33 times. 2003, he was out for the season. Then 46, 34, 33, 45, then hurt again, 34. Like every year, this guy gets sacked over 30 something times. And the crazy part about it, he never threw the ball over 400 times in the Atlanta Falcons outside of his second year.
Yeah, that first year as a starter was his best year as a quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah. So put this in perspective when you talk about his numbers. It's like Matt Ryan, if you just look at his numbers and his just his attempts in itself, I mean his lowest attempts was literally 400. 434. So his lowest, his rookie year, 400 is Michael Vick's highest. Just think about that for a second. Matt Ryan's lowest was Mike Vick's best year as a quarterback. In regards to attempts.
I love it. I love it.
That was exactly what I was waiting on.
I love it. I love it so much. You
Because
need to tell
hold on, let me say this. The problem isn't anybody tearing down Mike Vick.
Man, okay.
Hold on, let me say this. See, I was actually waiting on one of these to come in like this because by him saying that proves the exact point that I was talking about. Well, what we've been talking about. The Matt Ryan versus Michael Vick conversation was never about Mike Vick or Matt Ryan. The problem is people don't want to hear the truth about what exactly happened.
That's the back of it right there. That's what I find interesting.
Because the thing about it is we're not talking about Mike. We're talking about Mike Vick, the quarterback, but the subject of the conversation is about the very fans who are hypocritical about team success when in reality they care more about symbolism and validation than team success when it came with Mike Vick. Let me ask Josh a question here. When Mike Vick was the quarterback in Atlanta, how many times did you hear Falcons fans talking about they expected him to win football games? He just came into the conversation. He was waiting on for something that seemed like it tore down Mike Vick to say something. He's been watching. He's been watching the whole time. Let me give everybody listen here. He's been watching the whole time, but he looked for a quote unquote trigger word.
I mean, if you're going to tear a man down with facts, I mean, facts hurt. It doesn't matter who it is. Facts are facts.
A fact is a fact.
Facts are facts. If they hurt, then just say they hurt. But we're not tearing the man down.
Yeah, y'all done.
Go ahead.
Y'all done.
You know what? Hey, I'm about to say, hey, Josh.
Bring your bitch ass the fucking floor.
Actually, if you like I said, there's actually a StreamYard link in the pinned comment of this live.
Bring your
Josh,
Hey,
that's your opportunity right there to come on and explain to us about why you feel like we tearing Mike Vick down.
you know, look. Let me
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
let me see if this bitch gonna come on first before I start talking. Cause I want to hear this bitch. I want to hear this bitch cry. I want to see what he got to say.
Mhm.
So if you want to put on some music, I'll hold.
I'll say this because I know you're gonna go in or whatever. We got to stop trying to justify feelings over facts.
Mhm.
I mean, Michael Vick's ceiling was Matt Ryan's floor. We can't get away with that. We can't get away from it, and we can't redo it.
Mhm.
But Mike Vick is still a very, very herald quarterback. He will always be.
Right.
But
What
again,
the
this
Mike Vick,
team,
the Mike Vick you saw in Philadelphia was the Mike Vick the Atlanta Falcons never got a chance to see.
right? The thing is, though, you, me, nor the Falcons had control over that young man wanting to learn his craft. He was young. He was ignorant. He said it himself. Just like Brett Favre, he was young and ignorant when he came to this team. That didn't mean he didn't turn out to be a great player. It's just that it didn't happen here.
Mm.
And the fans, again, did not think enough of this team to demand wins during the Vic experience because you were faced with entertainment. When Matt Ryan got here, you were faced with gameplay. That's the
Mhm.
difference. He wasn't exciting to a lot of y'all. Y'all were mad because Vic had got caught up and they took away your savior. We spoke about this. They took away your savior. So you had to face the wins and the losses. Nobody harped on the
Mhm.
fact that he didn't get into the playoffs every year. Nobody cared that he didn't mow down team after team after team.
Mhm.
Y'all had one guarantee. Whether we won or lost, I'm going to be excited about seeing this man run.
Mhm.
I'm going to win. I'm going to wear a jersey and I'm going to feel like I'm part of the experience. I'm going to feel like I'm contributing to this man running around. And then when Matt Ryan came along and showed y'all what winning is supposed to be like, all of a sudden now you nitpicking on his faults or what he didn't do or what the team didn't back him up on. So don't get mad at the facts.
Mm.
Get mad at the fact that
Only thing,
you
the
haven't
only
grown
thing,
as a
like,
fan.
look, the only thing that I would ask Josh was he made a comment. He said that we could praise Mike Vick without tearing down Mike Vick, while at the same time he tore down Matt Ryan by saying he played with 4 Hall of Famers.
I got it. I'm waiting for the bitch to come in. That's all.
Uh,
That's all.
Yeah,
mhm.
so the thing is, the thing really ain't about Vic and Matt Ryan. It's about you growing as a fan. Because if you
Mhm.
still are harping on a young, inexperienced Mike Vick and you're mad that he grew up on another team, you haven't grown as a fan. Because you would have seen exactly what's going on and understood that this young man had to learn the hard way outside of football. Nobody ever said
Mhm.
he wasn't a good quarterback. We just said y'all didn't think much of this team as to why y'all loved his experience so much. That ain't tearing him down. That's
Right.
just facts.
And you know why? Why? You know what he did? See, what he did was he deflected. Once again, this is the same thing that we keep talking about. Once you take away the Matt Ryan aspect of this conversation and start focusing on the team and how the team played with Mike Vick and how the fans responded to Mike Vick, like you said, that's a deflection tactic because we didn't bring up Matt Ryan at all. Matt Ryan's not part of this conversation. This is a Mike Vick conversation. This is about the Mike Vick experience. The Mike Vick Experience was not coined by Mike Vick, but it was coined by the Atlanta media and the Atlanta Falcon fans.
Mm-hmm.
The main question that I asked about the quote unquote Mike Vick Experience was, did the Atlanta Falcon fans expect this team to be anything but a sideshow? Because I kind of find it interesting that these goofy, fake, woke motherfuckers who are the main ones that be complaining about this subject had more winning expectations for the quote unquote white boy than they did the brother. But let me ask you a question. If you expected the white boy to be more successful than the black one, don't you think that you're actually putting down the brother more so, and uplifting the white guy?
You don't want him to step up and do better. It's the old nigga routine, okay? Niggas that stepped in the hood. All right? What am I talking about? When niggas start doing better for themselves, guess what they say? Man, you ain't doing nothing for the hood. That's all y'all do. This is what this is. When black people get out of the community, instead of us saying we proud of that, brother, I'm glad to see you do better, we say, nah, we're going to bring them back down. Let's bring them back down to the hood. This is the exact same mentality that black people have right now. Guess what they don't? They don't want Michael Vick to do better. They want him to stay average. They didn't want him to do better. They didn't care if he did better. As long as they did the same shit over and over again that excited them. This is like standing on the corner, smoking the blunt.
Right.
The 40. That's all y'all care about. So as long as Michael Vick was acting black and doing the same black shit over and over and over and over and over and over, you didn't give a damn if he became a good quarterback. You didn't give a damn about the Atlanta Falcons becoming a championship team. Why? Because he was standing on the corner with a blunt in his hand, with a goddamn 40 in his hand. Why? Because he made y'all feel like y'all was something. It wasn't about no goddamn winning.
That part.
Because the first thing that y'all saying right now is saying, man, why you breaking down the black man? The black man didn't accomplish a damn thing that any other fucking quarterback that was drafted in the damn league done. Nothing. He ain't do nothing. He ain't become a Hall of Famer for the Philadelphia Eagles. He didn't call a Hall of Famer for the Atlanta Falcons. He didn't put up Hall of Fame records. He didn't do any of that. But you niggas put him on a pedestal for doing average shit. Why? Because he looked and walked and talked just like y'all.
I mean, let's be honest with you.
Ryan's fucking worst year of his whole existence as a quarterback, excuse me, Juan, but his worst year is Matt Ryan. It's Mike Vick's best year as a fucking quarterback. Just think about that bullshit for a second.
I mean, that is a stark comparison.
5 minutes, okay? Just please give me that.
Let Mike go off. Let Mike go off. Mike, you got. We're gonna let you get 5 minutes of uninterrupted rant. Go ahead.
I'm really apologizing to you, Juan, but this got to stop. This nigga retired because he threw for 3,500 yards, 14 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions. Think about that bullshit for a second. This nigga said, nah, that ain't good enough. And you niggas up here praising Michael Vick for having the same fucking, this is career high. It's Matt Ryan low. And you niggas up here, goddamn, you niggas up here praising Michael Vick for that shit.
Hey, look. Think about this. If you really look at Mike Vick's average numbers, and we're just going off the numbers this way, he had the same numbers as Desmond Riddle.
You did not say.
Yes, I did. I threw Perk Plus in here.
You did not
yes,
compare.
I did.
You did not compare cornrows. Wait a minute. You did not compare.
No. Let me finish. We're talking about the passing yards.
That's what I'm talking. And he did it in the exact same number, the same time that these guys did it. What are we talking about? What is there to hate about it? What is there to hate about Michael Vick?
Wow. This man compared curls to cornrows.
What are we talking about? The disrespect and disregard for every quarterback, not even Matt Ryan, that has put up better numbers than Michael Vick. Cam Newton. You niggas don't care about Cam Newton no more.
Nope.
Cam Newton put up 4,000 and 500, 700 yards rushing. Y'all don't even care about this dude no more. But you put Michael Vick on the fucking pedestal. Why? Because he's left-handed and he run like a goddamn superhero.
Run, nigga, run.
And look, Mike, don't forget he had the cornrows. He was straight hood.
And I'm not saying this to put down Mike Vick at all, because look, one of my first pro game that I remember, was Michael Vick against the Minnesota Vikings. Okay, So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Look, we got one of the greatest coaches, influential coaches in the history of the game that everybody in the NFL mocking. They mocking his entire style. And I'm talking about the great Jerry Glanville. If it wasn't for Jerry Glanville, do you motherfuckers realize that him and June Jones are the reason why we seeing spread offenses right now? Do you motherfuckers realize that the 4-6, the Bear, all the amoeba defense, he created this. So everything that you guys see in the NFL right now is you better get on your knees and praise Jerry Glanville. He's the reason why you got guys like Travis Hunter playing both sides of the motherfucking football. He's the reason why you got quarterbacks out here standing in the shotgun 80% of the goddamn game. He's the reason for this. But you niggas do not want to praise him. You want to praise guys that do minimum. Buddy stole it from Jerry Glanville. Let's get that right. He stole it. The 46 ain't nothing but the Grits Blitz.
The Atlanta, not the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got somebody in the back case, Al.
Go ahead, bring him on. What we got? We got. Hold on. Oh, say hey to the Wolf Man. What's happening?
Nobody want to tap the link. Nobody want to tap the link. What's happening?
Because they're afraid of the truth, Wolf.
They're scared.
They're scared of the truth. It hurts.
I mean, we kind of
right. We doing mob style over here, right? I got the spaghettis. We doing
yeah. Wait. You got the pasta Peugeot? You got the pasta Peugeot?
Pasta, baby, with the meatballs and the Parmesan cheese
and the sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, so you got the sauce? Yeah, he got the sauce. Yeah.
Right.
The shooter just walked through the door, and the whole family's here. We ain't gathering, baby. Yeah.
Right.
You know, we got it. We doing it Castellano style. We doing it Luciano style. We doing it Myerlansky style. We doing it Arthur Blank style.
Yeah, Juan Costello, everything. Yeah,
man.
Right? Nobody wants to tap the link when the mob is in here, right? Nobody. But
well. Here's the thing. Like I said, we had the link in here because this conversation in particular kind of had a feeling that nobody was going to tap it, but I kind of had a feeling because
not gonna do it. There's only certain few people.
I'm a whore. I'm a link whore.
No. We ain't talking about you, man.
No.
We ain't talking about you. We ain't talking about that. Yeah, I know. We know you gonna tap the link now.
Yeah. We. but see the thing is, Wolf. Mm-hmm. You came in here, but you come in here with like a clean slate. You didn't get in the chat and say nothing sideways or try to take the conversation left. All we said was, these are the numbers.
Yep.
This is the experience.
Right.
This is at this time. If you was in Atlanta or if you was watching, this is what you saw.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't take that away from him.
Right.
But
Yeah.
And
like
I
I
agree with
said,
everything Mike said. 78 tactician. I agree with everything Mike said. I think Mike's right on point. I think K Styles has been on point. This whole live, everything's been on point.
it's about the fans. Like I said,
Right.
you don't have to agree necessarily with us. But if you think and you're upset that Mike Vick grew a little in Philly
Right.
and left here as a young man, you haven't grown as a fan.
Sure.
You haven't, because think about it. The whole city of Atlanta was pissed when he got caught up with the dog stuff. We know this.
Sure.
Blank was hurt.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
So
I
think-
think we all
I
just
think-
We were hurt.
Because it was for the city, it was a stain of a reputation on a city that people really didn't think was going to be good in sports.
And
But
that's why I started listening to rock and roll instead of hip hop, because hip hop also ruins a lot of things.
you got
They do.
Right? So
It's
then
been watered down.
Hip hop artists that when Michael Vick was at his height, let me get next to Mike. Let me get next to Mike. Let me get next to Mike. The Mike Vick Experience, this and that third. And that's why sometimes hip hop ruins things for people.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to say, right? When somebody like Shannon Sharp says, well, Atlanta's a black city. So what about where do we fall?
Mm-hmm.
Where do I fall? Right?
Right.
Where does the people that love the Atlanta Falcons, where do they fall that's not black, right? And I'm black.
Right. Because the thing about it is, as much as everybody talk about it being a black city, if you're really not from here, you would think that. But like you said, as folks like us that grew up here all our lives, know that Atlanta is a multicultural city.
Right.
K Styles, and I'm gonna piggyback off of what you said, and in response to Wolf. Pre-1995, you could have made that argument, because pre-1995, Atlanta's demographic was mostly black and white, and you had various other demographics sprinkled in. Post 1996, we were an international city. By the time we got to 2000, we were a global city.
Right.
So there's no way Shannon Sharp could come out of his mouth and confidently say Atlanta's a black city. No, Atlanta's multicultural.
Right.
Because when the Olympics came here, the world looked at us.
Right. Yep.
Not just Buckhead, not just Bankhead, not just the West Side, South Side, or the East Side. The whole world looked at us as a respectful city in the United States.
Be a part of that, Michael. Everybody, all people from all cultures, every city, every state, they when that man came, when they knew when the Atlanta Falcons were coming into the town, bro, it sold out every stadium.
Yep.
Every stadium. What are we talking about? This is why when I hear stuff about the Atlanta Falcons, this is a black city. No, the hell it's not. As a man that does so much work with so many different types of people, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been next to so many people, diverse. When I hear people say stuff like that, this is a black city. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, hell, my family. Look, you talking about a mutt? I'm a mutt. I got some of everything. Look, Latin blood, German. I'm a freaking mutt, yo. I saw K-Style done seen my great granddad before. I saw pictures of it.
Yeah.
He's white. He's German. What are we talking about?
I'm a Cobb salad. My great granddaddy was white too, but I'm gonna throw something that's gonna knock y'all out. As white as my great granddaddy was, he considered himself black. Now chomp on that.
Like, come on, bro. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous to sit up here and that's why I say when we talk about, guys like Jude, guys like Wolf, man, these guys are not from Georgia. You from Chicago. He from VA. Wolf from up north. He from New York.
Yep.
Just like, bro, what are we talking about? These people accept
us, the culture. They accept the culture, and not because a motherfucker is black. Look, hey, that's who they connect with.
Mm-hmm.
So to sit up there and put a color on something is disrespectful to everybody who love the game and love the player. It's disrespectful, bro. That's why I say when I hear this Mike, you a coon because you love Matt Ryan. Like, bro, what are you talking about? Because I respect this game, I'm a coon for this. Like, come on, bro.
Look. Let me tell you something. My family hails from Buffalo, New York. Do you know how hard it is to sell out a stadium for a Southern team in the New York area? Anything above Virginia, do you know how hard it is to sell out anything for a Southern team at that time?
Mm-hmm.
You better off running into a summer blizzard than to sell out tickets in a Northern Stadium. Like, y'all, this is Atlanta ain't been black since Maynard Jackson's first term. Since he became a record breaker for a black man, that's when we stopped being black.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the
from Atlanta, then you know.
But here's the thing though, and this is why this conversation kind of irks me, is because you're disrespecting the fans that came before us.
Yeah.
The
Mm-hmm.
people that lived through the real bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Like Wolf is one of them. OG Sam, Chauncey.
Yeah.
Like you said, it was a point in time where you could barely even watch the Falcons on TV.
Yes. Yes.
This was a blacked out team.
I think McDonald's had specials back when my sister moved to Atlanta. I think they had ticket specials.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That's how the Braves used to be.
Yeah. Now, mind you, because now she's been living down there for damn near almost 35 years. People don't know that my sister's down here.
Right.
So, I was younger. She's older, right? Go down there, visit, and she's like, "Hey, Falcon tickets, $10." I'm like, "What the hell going on here?" Now, K-Style, look, Mike, I don't mean to switch the conversation, or Mr. Tector, I don't mean to switch the conversation, but people also have to realize it's anybody in planet Earth can open up a business. It's running a business that takes talent.
That's the hard part.
There you go.
Okay?
There you go.
Mr. Blank is $37.7 billion Home Depot, fiscal year 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta United is the most popular MLS soccer brand.
Yes, it is.
And K-Styles, I'm gonna lay on my plane. I'm not even gonna talk about my Firebirds because people don't even know who the Firebirds is. Not even gonna talk about the Firebirds. Okay. The PGA store is 98% owned by Arthur Blank. Okay.
That makes sense.
Hey, but wait. You want to hit him over the head with something else, Wolf? The Home Depot that Wolf talks about revolutionized home improvement for the country, where Home Depot was one store off of Jonesboro Road in Atlanta in the 80s. Blank was the only one making it easy for people to work on their houses. Let's put that into perspective.
I say that to say this. I'm always admiring the Atlanta Falcon community content creator space because it's hard to run a channel, and it's even 5% of us that open up a YouTube don't even get to 1,000 subscribers, let alone get to 10,000 subscribers, which Mike and Smitty are at.
Right.
Let's stop the hate and let's stop supporting each other so we can build a community where all ideas are shared and we don't have to go off the rails.
That's the biggest problem right there right now is no community.
Right.
Well, it is a community, but you have to be a particular type of content creator to be part of that community.
Yes.
But
and not for nothing, style. Listen, just because you're not that particular type doesn't mean that we don't know what we're talking about. We just express it in different ways. It's
there you go.
Now you go back to the draft, and I agree. I think it was one of y'all that said, that the draft is not gonna really make a difference, and I agree with that. You want to know why? Because the positions that we need, and I did a video on this with facts. The past 20 years, defensive ends are at 38% to make it in the NFL. Pass rushers are lower than 38%.
Right.
They're lower than 38%. You know who has the highest rating in the past 20 years? Centers, tackles.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell did we work out twice? Okay.
Kelvin Banks.
But wait. I'm glad you said that, Wolf. And why are centers and tackles so high up? Because a lot of them gonna miss this.
Well, well, Mrs. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I
Okay.
think that they hit because they're more disciplined and they come out well coached. I could be wrong.
No, you're not wrong. But
Okay.
here's the thing: the center protects the quarterback.
There you go. Okay.
The tackles are the first line of defense. They're supposed to set the tone for the defense behind them because it's 3 layers. It's 3 layers.
Good
You
point.
got your tackles, you got your linebackers, you got your corners and safeties, DBs.
Oh, and guess who rated the lowest, Mike? Guess who rated the lowest, K-Style?
We know.
Quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks and corners.
Mm-hmm.
And guess who was at the wait a minute? And guess who was at the bottom of the list?
Who?
Wide receivers.
Mm-hmm. And let me take a crack at it. And I believe that that's the reason why that is, like you said, as far as the centers and the tackles.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look at the way that position is set up, see, you have a wider time zone to develop when it comes to tackles and centers and guards, offensive line in general.
Right.
Because the thing is, you're working as a unit at that point. So all you have to do is be a cog.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And K-Styles, what's that one word that keeps that gear together?
Continuity.
There you go.
Oof.
Now, when we're talking about quarterbacks is a system-based success.
Close the door.
You could draft the best quarterback in the NFL draft.
But if you don't,
but if he doesn't fit into your system,
it's a failure.
It's going to be a complete failure. And what I mean by fitting in your system is if he doesn't grasp it fast enough, or he's turnover prone and all that stuff. Now your franchise is set back 5 years. If you draft the wide receiver in the first round and he doesn't pan out, guess what?
Styles, don't open up that can of worms. Please don't open up that can of worms, K-Styles.
Hey, I'm just gonna be honest here. Offense, like you said, if it's not offensive line, a lot of times offensive players are big gambles. That's why a lot of Falcon fans, not just Falcon fans, but a lot of football fans love to see teams draft defense because those are the lower risk picks. Because the thing about it is when you're defense, like I said before, you're working as a unit. So you're not dependent on one guy. And see, if one guy becomes dominant, that's because he's developed into that. He had the right players around him to help him get to that point. When you're a quarterback, you're the face of the franchise. So there goes that pressure right there. If you're a wide receiver, you got to have patience because the only way you're going to be touching the balls if the quarterback see you.
Right.
And especially nowadays with corners, because all they do is throw quick slants and drag routes all day. So you better know how to tackle, because if you can't tackle, you ain't worth a damn.
And I'm sorry to take the topic off.
No, you perfect.
It's just for me. K-Styles, my addition for me. we can't give life to bad quarterbacks when we play them.
There you go.
Oh, you're going somewhere, and I want to piggyback off of that.
We can't. So, Mike, last time I was here, y'all was live. Last time I was here, I hit the link last time. We gave Zach Gowen the championship. Bryce Young.
You son of a bitch. Oh, God.
Wolf.
They've been talking. The Carolina Panther fan base has been talking about that last game till now. They talk about that game now, right now.
And I'm glad they are.
So now, Mike, I don't know if you've been listening to K Styles, if you listen to the enemy. I love listening to the enemy. The enemy says, well, this year, Big Bryce. They don't even call him Little no more. They call him Big Bryce.
No,
yeah.
Okay, Big Bryce.
Mm-hmm.
To me, he's always going to be Zach Gowen. But anyway, we gave him life. Now, when you look at that game, MP9 outplayed him.
Of course.
MP9 outplayed him. But they look at that one stat, 5 touchdowns. And they think, well, that's Big Bryce. Again.
Hey, Wolf, hold. I'm gonna throw your alley oop after this.
Take it, please.
I got it. Okay, when you got a business, right? And you manage that business badly, what happens?
Mm-hmm.
What happens? You lose money, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna take that game since you brought it up. The determining factor in that game was mismanagement. Because I've said it more times than not. Bryce Young should have never had a Steph Curry moment in the end zone if you had the people in their correct positions playing the way they're supposed to. If all you're going to do is stand by and chew gum while your business burns down in front of you and all your customers, then you deserve that hinder.
God. Bryce Young over here throwing passes and looking at
when I saw Bryce Young turn his back to the end zone and throw his hands up and the ball connected and everybody was standing there waiting for it to happen, you just let your business burn to the ground in front of everybody. Why are you managing it? That's equivalent to you going around the corner to the pizza shop and the owner of the pizza shop in the back letting it set it on fire and then watch it burn. And then tell y'all, oh, well, we ain't got no more pizza. We out of sauce because the building burned down.
Did Zach Gowen ever win a championship?
Zach Gowen ain't even made the goddamn playoffs yet.
I'm just saying.
Oh,
they call him Big Bryce. I guess they downgraded it from Bryce Christ, huh?
Yeah. Hey, K-Style, here's my thing that I'm excited about, and I don't know if you guys are. The defense got so much younger, though.
Yeah, it did.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited to see what the young pieces can do, because if they can get it together, it's going to be a problem for a lot of people. I'm just hoping that they can get it together. I'm just not sure.
Yeah,
and you guys call them what you call them. I no socks Raheem is.
You mean glazed ankles?
Yeah, I just don't know if he is going to clash with Jeff Ulbrich or like I just don't know. I don't.
Nobody knows anything. Nobody knows.
We don't know.
Yeah,
no.
I'm just glad that they got younger. I'm glad that they got younger, and not for nothing. I think Ebiketie could get 10 sacks. I really think he could get 10 sacks
if he's in the right position. And I'm happy that the Panthers and everybody else is running their mouth, because like we try to tell people, we didn't play a third of our players. Mike harped on this so much. We didn't play a third of our players. That's why we were telling people calm down in the free agency. We didn't play a third of our players. So we don't know what this defense is going to look like. All I know is Raheem better not fuck it up.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I'm looking forward to DeMarco Helms coming back. I think he could do some great things, but like I'm just saying, we can't give these bad quarterbacks light. We can't, and it's been happening for a while. I don't know if K Styles, you noticed it, TikTok Mike, if you noticed it, every time a quarterback that's bad plays against us, they make it seem like he's all world. And it happens all the time.
That shit, big. I remember that going back to the 2013 season. It's been going on for over 10 years now.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, the biggest thing right now, and like you said about Evan Ketty actually could have already had been a 10-sack guy, but his biggest issue sometimes is he done whiffed on at least 3 to 4 sacks a year too.
Sure.
So he has to clean that up. But once he cleans that up, he'll be that pass rusher stuff that we looking for.
Right.
Our biggest issue right now defensively, this is what I'm looking at. First of all, we got to stop the run.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got to stop the run. The run defense has been bad.
Sure. Yes.
And the second thing is we got to get some linebackers that can cover anything.
Yeah, because you got a coach that's going to put the DBs 15 miles off the line of scrimmage.
Right.
You can't tackle somebody if they downtown Atlanta and you in Clayton County.
I swear to God, in that Denver game, they were on the goal line, and they're playing like right by like the where the horses is. Like they're playing
the stable.
Hold on.
I know you ain't talking about that damn Denver. That Denver game, I think that Denver game almost pulled every dread out my damn head watching that damn game. I'm like, bro, how are y'all playing 15 yards off on first and goal?
And Mike did a video on the Raider player that we got. I think Mike did a video. What's his name?
Divine Diablo.
Mike, he's good in coverage, but the Raiders said there was something going on with him. But they said he's good in coverage, but there was something going on. But I don't know if you covered it or not. They said he was good in coverage.
Yeah,
is that going to be the main guy now?
No, I don't think it's be main guy. I think they're going to put him in a situation that we don't need to put Caden Ellis is, and that's in open situations.
Oh gosh! Please don't have Judon chasing after nobody with them red sleeves on. I don't want to see that no more. Judon was about to suffocate running after that dude.
But they will be, and I'm trying to tell people, and I said it here before, and I'm gonna say it again. MP9 is gonna be the second greatest Atlanta Falcons quarterback of all time. You mark my word, everybody in the chat.
Oh no! You look. With all them, when you hear the Panther podcast laughing, just remember you heard it here first. After you said this, Michael Penix gonna be a problem. A whole problem.
Yes. And I think that Drake London and Mike, I hated when you did that video about trading Tyler Algier. I did hate it. I'm not gonna lie, I did because I think it's a great 1-2 punch, but I understand why they would trade him. But I think with Kyle Pitts in the right situation, Drake London, Mooney, Bijan.
It's gonna be a problem. It's definitely gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
So the biggest key about this is we have to look at it now. What does Michael Penix want? Michael Penix has talked good about everybody that's been on this offense right now, so ain't nobody going nowhere. Right. Tyler ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Yeah, I don't see Tyler going nowhere.
He ain't going nowhere. Like you said, if he was going anywhere, they would have got rid of him by now.
Yep. Right. And he ain't going nowhere. He called for Pitts. And I told everybody, I said, pay attention to that thing. It was Blank, it was Vic, and it was Pitts. You don't sit there and hang out with a tight end if you don't plan on building a relationship with him. And you got to build it off the field so that it makes it on field very easy.
Yeah.
So Wolf, here's my question to you.
What's up, buddy?
What do you think? Where do you think they will go in the draft this year? Because look, just based off of just free, and I said it earlier in the show. I base my quote unquote guesses on the draft solely based off of what they did not address in free agency.
Right.
But here's the problem: a lot of the positions they did not address in free agency, they've already drafted years like a year or two prior.
So I won't surprise if they draft the tackle.
Mm,
Okay.
I'm not going to be surprised because here's the thing, K Styles, right?
Okay.
So a GM, a GM already has to have a. He's not. The GM is already worried about next year, the money,
Yeah.
the money. Okay, which means
Okay.
that Greg Beatles is getting the numbers ready for not this year, it's next year fiscal year.
mm-hmm.
Guess what? We got more money next year.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what do you do with more money next year? And you say to yourself, well, let's see what these young lions can do, right? Let's see if we got some pups that'll step up. Let's just see, right? Okay, great. Let's say the Falcons go 10-6, 11, whatever, right? 10-7, 11-6, whatever, however you look at it, right? You can say, hey, next year we'll spend the money on the pass rusher that we really want. Because those free agencies already, that list is already getting set to go, K-Styles, right? So
Right.
what do we gotta do, right? What's the worst thing that can happen? What's the worst thing that can happen to the Atlanta Falcons right now? The most catastrophic thing is if MP9 gets hurt.
Hmm.
There's nothing else, right? You move on and you don't want any injuries, but that's the most catastrophic thing. So what do you have to do? You have to protect them. You got to protect my man. I don't care what nobody says. You got to protect them. Like you said, you got to protect the quarterback. That unit has to be in sync. Then you look at the fiscal year next year and you say, well, wait a minute, we can get something. Now, hold up, though, K Styles, because I'm going to play stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm going to play stupid.
All right.
They say that this draft is deep in defense. That's what they say.
Okay.
So can we get somebody in the second, third round as a pass rusher defensive tackle to be able to compensate the fan base? Because if we go tackle, Mike, you know what's going to happen. Oh my God. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, they're gonna have a hit. They're gonna have a
Oh
fit.
boy, they gonna have a conniption if
Right,
that
because
happens.
it's not a sexy pick. Now, listen, I get it. You want to troll leg zone 6, I get it. But if you look at our schedule and who we're playing, 6 and 10 is you might be playing Techno Bowl. 6 and 10 is not gonna
Most,
happen.
most of the time they do. Most of the time they do. They got Madden on remedial.
Right. So, like, it's not gonna happen if you look at the schedule and you look at the. I think the Buffalo Bills is the strongest team that we have in our schedule. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Favorite.
I think the Buffalo Bills, and we play them at home. We're not going to Buffalo. We're playing them at the crib.
Yeah. So
Crib.
Okay.
yeah. So it's a lot easier instead of going. You playing Buffalo. It's
Right.
not easy.
So I don't like my personal opinion, K Styles. I think that we will win the division. I think we will win the division. I just think that I believe in the younger defense. So I won't be surprised if they go tackle. Not surprised.
Okay. But yeah, like you said, the main thing was I think getting Grady Jarrett up out of here the way that they did was necessary just for the simple fact that you literally got 5 young, like you said, 5 young lions on that defensive line that needs play.
They
Nobody's
need
talking about Zach Harrison.
No,
Oh, that's my boy right there. That's my
Right.
boy right there.
Nobody talking about Zach Harrison and how he could step up.
Mhm.
Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about some of these players that we have, and some of these players that we have. And I think one of you guys said it last year. I think it was UK Styles. Our secondary played their ass off last year.
Yeah, they
They
did.
did.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that Minnesota game where D Alford looked lost half the time, but yeah, but majority of the year the secondary has been the best part of the defense. Yeah.
Best part of
Well,
the
well, the
defense.
thing is too, you got to look at it. Most of the players that people don't talk about, they had splashes.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Before Braylon Trice got hurt, he had a splash hit. You had, you know what I'm saying, Hitman Helms. He had, like, remember the game now early in the season. We were knocking players off the field in the second quarter. The Falcons defense was hitting so hard, the players were getting laid out, and we were getting penalties for laying players out. I mean,
You know why? You know why I have faith? You know why I have faith? Because I've never wavered. We've never wavered here. That's why we have faith. We're for the team to be successful. Everybody here wants a W. Everybody here has taken losses in life. Lex 06. We've taken losses in life. The Wolves have taken losses. Mike, K Styles, the tactician. Everybody's taken losses. And it's human. As human beings, we want wins too. Even if it's paying off a credit card, even if it's paying off the cable bill, even if it's helping your mother, we want wins in life. And if you're not living that way, if you don't got faith in your own team, then go on somewhere else. Kansas City got applications. Go.
I keep telling them.
My thing is, I don't. If your team that won 8 games this year, and in my opinion, what like a lot of these young defensive linemen, these guys didn't really get the opportunity to showcase this, so we really don't know what we're getting. It could be much better than Grady Jarrett.
Right.
We know that because we didn't give them an opportunity. We have a guy like Leonard Floyd that's in here who's known to get at the very least 7 sacks every season.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we have that. We have a guy like Clark Phillips that needs more playing time. We have a guy like Marco Hillams that needs more playing time. We have guys like what's the other guy? The tall guy from Oregon. Good God Almighty. The defensive lineman. But we
Brandon Dorless.
Brandon Dorless. Like we have these guys that need playing time. We saw what happened when we gave D'Angelo Malone playing time. He came in and got 3 sacks for us when we gave him playing time. So I don't think it's a matter of, all right, who has more faith. The thing is like the players that we had, these guys made plays with less playing time. They didn't have 100 and something snaps like a Grady Jarrett does in 2 games. They didn't have any of that. So you give those guys those opportunities. I mean, Braylon Trice, like we get him back as a healthy guy. He could be a superstar. Like we don't know that. You got a quarterback. Let's just say that Michael Penix is that guy. Let's say he is the second coming of Matt Ryan. Let's just say that. He's capable of winning 6 games by himself if he's anywhere near the level of Matt Ryan. So you got a guy like Drake London. Bijan Robinson is a fucking superstar.
Right.
You'd be a fucking fool not to believe in him. He could give you 100 in the first half, the first quarter. So I don't think it's a matter of, all right, we have blind faith because we're fans. These guys are some ballers, okay? Let's just say Kyle Pitts returns to rookie form as a Pro Bowler. Let's just say that. Let's just say that he returns to it. That's another weapon for this team. That's another problem for another team to try to figure out how to not only to stop Bijan Robinson, Drake London. Like that's another problem for them. That's a problem. That's a problem, guys. So like this offense, if they get half of a Matt Ryan from Michael Penix, this team is already an 8-win team with a struggling, and I mean struggling Kirk Cousins.
Right.
With a struggling Kirk Cousins. We won 8 games. So picture a guy that give you half of that with, they'll just say 250 yards a game just for Michael Penix every game.
Yeah.
This team can make noise.
It's not about. See, the problem is it ain't about blind faith. It's about team execution. Because what you got to think is this: you got a team of young, hungry talent. It's different when you an older guy and you didn't play, you didn't seen, and you didn't been through all the little highs and lows. You got young, hungry talent. All they need is execution. Period. All they need is execution.
Here's the one thing. It's not blind faith in players when you know what they're capable of.
Right.
Like you said, just go back to what we're talking about. They got, like you said, if you look at the way that they constructed this team now, the offense is going to lead this team once again.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of your young players is on defense.
Yep.
What's the best way to bring along a bunch of young guys on defense? An explosive offense.
Right. Right.
And if you have an explosive offense that can score points, it takes the pressure off of your defensive players.
Right.
I swear to God, I want to punch a Buccaneer fan in the face.
But you know what? But you know what? And I'm gonna tell you the game. I'm gonna tell you the game that proves that, and also why we scream about coaching. We had Jaden Daniels seeing ghosts of pilgrims in that game.
We let that son of a boy.
He was looking at the sideline at his coach like, Coach, you didn't tell me these were the Falcons we were playing. They hurt me. And we got off of his neck. I need all of them young, hungry players to hit him like he stole their mama money.
Oh, I was pissed. Oh.
That's the thing. This team has shown you flashes of what they can do when it's all put together correctly.
Mike, you know this. They don't even want Todd Bowles in Tampa. They don't even want him.
No, they don't. They can't stand it.
They don't even want him.
It's the organization that keeps bringing them back.
Damn Washington game.
If another pirate motherfucker come up to me,
I mean, hey, look. You gotta think about it. You still got Saints fans talking about they gonna make a dent. Y'all better be sure y'all can pay y'all light bill next season.
Talk about the damn Washington game, and we got a chance to win, and Riley Patterson kicked the ball straight, but 6 yards. You know what?
Listen, I don't want to relive that. I almost spit out my beer. When I saw that.
Motherfucker kicked the ball, boy. That shit looked straight. We all thinking, yeah, we win. Well, 6 yards short. Like
no, we had a complete Price is Right meltdown. Boom, 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 boom.
But the faith of what this team could be for 2025 is going to be high.
Yes,
because we know MP9, Michael Penix, is a confident enough quarterback to where even when he makes mistakes, he's going to be able to ride through. And that's what his
Styles about that. Just one thing before we go. I don't know if we go, but let me just say one thing.
Go ahead.
You son of a bitches better give the same respect about the development to this kid. You sons of bitches better give this kid, when he makes a mistake, constructive criticism, yes, but you better, he's developing still. He's
right.
He's developing still.
Yeah.
Do not think that next year you're getting a Hall of Famer. He's not there yet. What I'm saying is he's capable of being the second best quarterback, maybe even the first, but he is going to have his bumps and bruises, people.
Exactly.
Give him that same courtesy.
Yep.
Okay.
Like I said, bro, I don't look. He's got enough confidence and moxie in his game to where that ain't even gonna be a problem, even if he makes a mistake.
Yeah, listen,
That's how much that's how
mm,
much confidence that I have in him. And
Yeah.
we've seen the spurts where he's made those mistakes
Mhm.
right,
and went right back out there
Right
and
on the
fixed it.
sideline, cheering his players up. Hey, I'm gonna get it right next time. Like this,
right, 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 right.
on the sideline. He's on the sideline putting up the players. He's
Right.
talking to them, not the coaches. He's talking to the players, the offensive line, the wide receiver, the quarterback coach. He's leading them guys. Like that. There's like I said, this kid is something else, man.
Yeah.
He's not
Anytime he's in a losing game and rallies the offense to perform like they not behind. And I told Mike this when I saw the replay of the Broncos game. I said that young man is possessed. He was standing on the sideline fuming, like, "Yo, put me in the game." He rallied. He said, "Look, this is what we're going to do. We ain't gonna win the game, but we're gonna play like we are. Let's go." Everybody rallied around him and got to work. That's all I need to see.
his greatest attribute is his confidence. A confidence that we haven't seen in that position since Matt Ryan left.
Yep.
If you look at every quarterback that we've had since Matt Ryan left, what ended up happening is okay, but once one wheel falls off, then the next wheel falls off, then the next wheel falls off, and the confidence is gone. We've seen it with Mariota, we've seen it with Ritter, we've seen it with Taylor Heineke, and we've seen it with Kirk Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As long as, like I said, as long as Penix is still confident in his abilities despite some mistakes, that's his greatest weapon right now.
Right.
And like you said, hey, and like Will said, this is what I keep saying too, and Mike said it as well. He's going to make his mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
but I would rather him make his mistakes early in games
Right.
than late in games,
Right. Right.
and that's going to come with time.
That makes a whole lot of that make a whole lot of sense. Can you just say that one more time for the people that wait to talk to Duke and Bell 4 or 5 hours and you living in your mother's basement?
Yo.
Say that one more time.
I would rather Michael Penix to make his mistakes early in games than late in games.
Did you get that, you nerds? Did you get that, nerds? You
Mm.
living in your mother's basement, your mother's upstairs trying to pay the mortgage on her knees, and you downstairs trying to talk to Duke and Bell? Did you hear that?
Yeah,
Look. And on top of that, he's already told y'all.
After that, boy. Oh,
Sorry, Mike.
Listen, he's already told y'all. He said up there, he said, "I'm competitive. I'm very competitive. I don't like to lose." He said that out of his own mouth. Look, anytime he's sitting beside Vic, and he's sitting beside Vic and Blank making jokes like, "Yo, he like to run around." He don't. He's not affected by nobody out here. Nobody, not even Vic.
He said Vic like to run around, but guess who throw the ball better?
Thank you. In front of the owner. In front of the owner. He don't care. He don't care.
And by
That's
the
that
way,
confidence.
by the way, when you want to question his kid's toughness, go watch that Michigan game and see how he got beat up.
Oh yeah.
Watch
Yeah.
it. Okay.
They tried to kill him.
And one of the reasons why they drafted that kid was because of how he handled himself in that loss. That was one of the reasons why they drafted him. Because I don't watch college, but I watched that game over and over again, and that kid kept on getting up. He kept on getting up. He kept on trying to do something. Or every time.
Yeah. But that's why I keep saying it's about getting knocked down and getting back up.
Yeah.
Like I said, Mariota got knocked down,
stayed down.
Yeah. Ritter knocked down,
Went home.
Stay. Hold on. Let me say it right. Marcus Mariota, knocked down, fade black. Desmond Ritter, knocked down, fade to black. Taylor Heineke, knocked down, fade black.
2 times.
Twice. Kirk Cousins,
Mm.
knocked down, faded all the way black.
And then complained about being black. In the black. But I'm gonna tell you something, Wolf, and I know we talked about it. If you want to know anything about your quarterback or what kind of quarterback you're getting, when Bijan came out and took the whole offensive line out to dinner to get to know them, so they'll know, hey, this the dude we protecting. I said that young man right there got a good. He's smart.
Right.
When I hear my quarterback say, hey, I need to get better. I'm gonna make sure I get the ball to Kyle Pitts. But I'm going to get to work with my O-line. Like, he's getting ready to take his entire offense and they about to do a Matt Ryan. They about to go out there and practice together and get on par with one another.
I heard that. I heard
that's
he's taking
winning.
He's taking Darryl, Cordell Hodge. I heard he's taking a lot of guys on, coming. That's awesome, man. I'm trying to tell you, man, like,
but that's what you want. That's what you want right there.
Yeah, man. I mean, be honest with you. Listen, man. I mean, we're frustrated as fans. We are, and there's going to be back and forth. I just want them to be successful. I just want them to win. And to be honest with you, Raheem Morris, if you can hear this, you are messing it up for black head coaches in Atlanta.
Say it again. Please say it again. Please.
You are messing it up for black head coaches in Atlanta.
I can't even pretend not to agree with that shit. Oh my God.
Look, I mean, what do you expect? The man got 4-foot chiclets in his mouth.
I mean, we and listen, Mike, I agree with you. We should have went elsewhere. I don't know his interview skills, Mike. I really don't. His interview skills have to be top tier. I mean, they have to be top tier. I mean, I
don't know what the hell he said to him. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell he said to him.
He's been chewing Orbit's gum. If you sing the commercial, you know what I'm talking about. The little lady, the little stewardess comes out from behind and says, "Fabulous," and everything is just peachy keen.
Yo, it's crazy.
Hey, look. Before we get up on out of here, I want everybody that's watching this in the chat right now. #fade the black. Before we get up on out here.
Fade the black.
Yo, it's crazy.
They love that catchphrase right now.
The only thing I can say about the Michael Vick and Matt Ryan errors is I'm gonna say it like this. One of the greatest rappers said it. Vic made it a hot line. Matt Ryan made it a hot song.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
And for those that didn't understand what that means, is that both quarterbacks played an important role in this franchise. The two of the best quarterbacks the Falcons have ever seen.
Oh, and by the way, K Styles, Bernie Kosar is still God in Cleveland, by the way.
Oh man. Wait, Wolf, you ain't seen no sightings of him in Jersey, have you?
No. But this is what I'm saying about the quarterbacks, right? We've been blessed to have 2 good quarterbacks, 3. And some franchises only get 1, not even.
Right.
Because I don't want to get into K Styles has to go, Mike has to handle business. The villain, you got to handle business. But let's keep it real. Bernie Kosar is the hottest quarterback Cleveland has had.
I mean, no lies told. No lies told.
Vinny Testaverde gets free dinners in some places in Tampa. I'm gonna keep it.
Well,
Dan Marino is still a god down there by.
Oh yeah.
They act like he made air.
Yes. Okay. So hey, K Styles, we've had two great quarterbacks, right? It's just that Matt Ryan was just way better at the
Right.
position.
Vic, what Vic did was expose us to the world. Matt Ryan exposed us to winning.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that's and all I can say is that, man, Mike Vick made it a hot line, but Matt Ryan just made it a hot song, bro. And that's just the facts, bro.
Yeah.
It's just what it is, man. And you can't deny that, man. Number two, if you look at the speech he made, he was talking about the 2016 season, bro. And he was talking about like when we were 1-15, nobody was scared to go anywhere. Nobody was scared to play the Carolina Panthers. Nobody was scared to go against Bree. Nobody was scared. And he made it known nobody was scared. We didn't care. We didn't give a fuck. That's what the words that he used.
Look. I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is what people don't realize about Tom Brady. Matt Ryan was one of the few quarterbacks that gave Tom Brady fits.
Yeah.
Whether y'all want to admit it or not, Matt Ryan gave Tom Brady fits.
Aaron Rodgers.
Right. He was a problem for people. He was a problem.
Play up to a certain standard when Matt Ryan came into town. They know they had to put up points. They couldn't manage the game like that.
Yes.
Drew Brees knows it better than anybody.
I'm sorry, K Styles, but I start getting crazy around here, and then people be like, "Oh, Wolf." I'm just telling the truth.
No, you good, because I just had a flashback of just thinking about that Joey Harrington season right quick.
Oh God!
I think that means it's time for us to go.
Listen. Do you know how many people? Do you know how many people when they heard that name got nauseated? Joey Harrington made people nauseated.
Bruh, look. I was familiar with Joey Harrington in Detroit already enough, boy. I remember when they made that sign, I'm like, oh Lord, I like, oh God. And then they fucked around and got Chris Redmond and Byron. I like, oh yeah, y'all don't know what the hell y'all doing.
I think I blacked out. I think I blacked out during them years because I don't remember them. But I think I blacked out. I think that's what happened.
So you trying to give me a nightmare right now.
Trust me. That was a nightmare in itself. I already knew what to expect from Joey Harrington, and it actually was just as bad as I predicted it was going to be at that time because I knew how bad he was.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Redmond was the best quarterback we had out of the three.
Wow.
Well, we had three quarterbacks that season. Good God!
That's making my head hurt. I've forgotten those migraines.
Boy.
Yeah, but remember, Byron Leftwich and Joey Harrington were top 10 drafted quarterbacks in the NFL. Chris Redmond was a third-round pick.
They sure were.
Wait. Say that again, K-Style. They were what in the NFL?
Top 10 drafted quarterbacks.
For all of y'all that like to harp on the top 10 pick, yeah. You see why we say this?
Yeah.
Listen to that.
Yeah.
So think about that. You went from Mike Vick to Joey Harrington to Matt Ryan. And you did that in a span of 2 years. Most team don't find they guy till 5-10 years down the line.
Oof. What did the average say? What did the announcer say when he made that touchdown? He said that's how you start your NFL career.
Mm-hmm.
And
like you said,
before we go.
What's
I
up?
think that was Arthur Blank's first season or second season as the owner. Or it could have been a little bit before
that. His first or second year as the owner. That was when Mike Vick came.
Okay, Mike Vick came.
Yeah,
I think that was
2007 was.
I think that was either first or second year when we brought Rich McKay.
Okay.
And if you go back, and I know some of you people in the chat don't like to go back, but you be on Google enough, Arthur Blank wanted to draft Glenn Dorsey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be
Remember that.
surprised.
I
And
remember
there was
wouldn't be surprised
articles
because
where Arthur Blank was fighting with management. There's article you can go look at it. And if you don't, if you're so cheap to pay the $1.99 for the Atlanta Journal, because now everything's behind paywall, you come to the Wolf, you say I'm your master, and I'll give you the article. Okay? You don't want to pay the $1.99. Okay?
you see, y'all see that, right? You see what he just did, though, right?
Okay, stop. Come on, I gotta troll a little bit, you know.
But
I gotta troll
I
a
do
little bit,
believe
Mike.
it.
I wouldn't be me if I didn't troll a little.
Exactly. I do kind of believe that for the simple fact that a lot of people, and I think I know I was one of the main ones that was thinking Glenn Dorsey would be the guy.
Hey, he wanted defense. Arthur is a defensive guy. That's what people don't know. He loves defense.
But like you said, before we leave out here, I want you to think about that for a second. After 2008, we actually did a countdown of all the quarterbacks that got drafted from 2009 all the way up till this past draft. Bruh, I only saw 8 of them that was worth a damn between 2008 to 2024.
Boy, oh boy.
It was like 8 to 10 of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was over 100 quarterbacks drafted in that span of time. It was like I said at the very least maybe like 60 to 75 quarterbacks drafted,
Mhm.
and only 8 to 10 of them panned out.
Wow.
So that means 55 to 60 quarterbacks don't worth shit.
That means that a lot of people may not have liked the fact that they got Matt Ryan.
Right.
But boy, if you look at the quarterback list between 2008 and 2024, you'll know exactly why.
I'm putting it like this. He named off some names that shouldn't even be quarterbacks. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I gotta research that. I definitely gotta research.
Oh yeah. That's all you gotta do. Just type in quarterbacks drafted since 2008.
Yeah, I gotta
It's
research.
about 60 to 70 damn quarterbacks. And the only ones that you can name that were worth the damn was Matt Stafford, Russell Wilson, Andrew Luck, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen,
Jalen
Hurts. You could throw Jared Goff in there.
Yeah.
And we still and the buck is still out on the guys that just got drafted the last couple years. So yeah. Like, bro, that list I saw when I saw Ricky Stanzi and Sean Renfrey and all them names and stuff. EJ Manuels, the Christian Hackenbergs, the Christian Ponders, the Sam Bradfords. Yeah, y'all better be lucky.
I'm trying to tell you, K-Style, like they just don't I'm trying to tell you, they just don't know.
You don't know.
No, man. Like, bro, you all right, go ahead and start the season off with Geno Smith as your quarterback. Go ahead.
Y'all just want to get players.
Y'all know Tua Tagovailoa is the longest tenured starting quarterback for the Miami Dolphins since Dan Marino.
Damn.
and he's been in more head collisions than a Yuga.
Before we go, Alabama don't produce good quarterbacks from what I've researched.
They don't.
Somebody got a meme. This man has been in so many head collisions. Somebody got a meme that look like they're gonna put a juggernaut helmet on his head. Do y'all know how bad that is? They got this man in a padded juggernaut helmet.
What he needed.
I'm
not lying. I'm not disagreeing, but it just looked like he about to go out there and knock down a wall.
That man is not Jacob Fatu. He can't be headbutting shit.
It's just that K-Styles. You know what? People think that. I'm not gonna lie. Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, they're ruining the quarterback position because they think that you're gonna get a quarterback who's gonna rule for 20 years. You know. And
Yeah.
that doesn't happen all the time. You know, you don't get a quarterback that has that type of run like Brady. I mean, Patrick's already 9 years in, and he's had success out the wazoo already. You just don't find guys like that. You
But
just
Wolf,
Right.
what's driving them though?
hey, bro.
I'm look, you name 2 names. What's driving them? 2 of the best head coaches in the league.
Oh, definitely. And
That's the tandem.
This is and look, and I don't want to because we'll be here forever. Kansas City gonna be back.
58.
Yeah.
Kansas City gonna be back.
Whether they limping back or they walking back, they coming back.
They coming back, bro.
But you know what? You know what? And this is what made me so infuriated about how we were coached this year. Anytime you play Kansas City early and you scare them,
quarterback
128.
You scared them. You had Pat Mahomes like, yo, they gonna be good down the stretch.
Yeah. Look, Mike. I just don't see. I'm not gonna lie, Mike. I just don't see a lot of teams that, especially from the NFC West. NFC West.
Quarterbacks are hard to find.
Right.
Look. I just did the calculation. Since 2008, there was 185 quarterbacks drafted since 2008.
Wow.
That's a
lot. 185. And only 8 was worth a damn.
Out of 185 quarterbacks that's been drafted since 2008. Like I said, I'm not gonna count the new class yet. The 2024-2023.
Oh, that's a video. Oh, my God.
2022 disaster, 2021 disaster. Like you said, Joe Burrow right now, Jalen Hurts. 2019 was a disaster. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Jared Goff. And then we go all the way back down. Okay, Jameis Winston wasn't shit. Mariota wasn't worth a damn. Blake Bortles, no. EJ Mack, no.
Quarterback.
Wow. Andrew Luck would have been good if he hadn't got hurt. But you did get Russell Wilson out of there. Cam Newton. RG3 if he wasn't hurt. Yeah. It's about 11 quarterbacks that you can name off rip that was actually good. Out of 185 quarterbacks, you can only name 10 of them that was good.
Insane, K-Stop. That's insane. That's insane.
That means 175 of them weren't worth 2 dams and a half.
Wow. I gotta research that. I just wrote that down. Okay, so I just grabbed the pen. I wrote that down.
The website is called drafthistory.com, and then they got all the positions and stuff like that, so you can look at it for yourself. And if you go down that list is long. Wow. Because the list actually goes all the way back to the 60s and 70s and stuff. But if you just but if you just go to the 2008. Yeah.
Wow. Has anybody heard from Tack McKinley?
2017.
I mean, they still waiting on his locks to come off his head, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
We still ain't got them locks yet.
Yeah, no.
Hell, 2016 had the most quarterbacks drafted with fucking 15 of them.
Damn.
Good God Almighty.
God Almighty, man.
See, this is what we tell you we do our homework.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm doing homework. This is crazy. 185 fucking quarterback. Come on. Like what?
Yeah. Like I said, the website is drafthistory.com.
Drafthistory.com. Got it right here.
Yep. I'm just letting everybody else know that's watching. It's drafthistory.com. You can look at every draft pick from every position, from every college, from every team.
Wow. Hey, man.
And bruh, if you just type in quarterbacks and look at this, you be like, wow.
Well, yeah.
So think about this. By the time Matt Ryan came in 2008, the next quarterback that you could say had a decent ass career, and I'm talking about of longevity of good outside of Cam Newton, you literally would have to go all the way up to Patrick Mahomes.
Wow.
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 And that was 2017.
Wow. Holy.
Because you got to think about the Falcons were not bad enough to get like top 10 picks
Oh
at
shit!
that
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
So, hey man, we're gonna get up on out of here, man. Hey, Wolf, man, you got some final words you want to leave the people
Yeah,
before we get
man.
up on out
Listen,
here?
man. Just everybody, man. Have a great night. It's great to talk to you guys. Please, man. My channel's back up and running, but YouTube got me hostage. They ain't letting me go live until I get like 100 subscribers. They want me to get. I'm like, yo, like just give me back the other subscribers I lost. Like, what the hell going on? But they got me in a YouTube jail right now. So please come over, subscribe to the channel, please. So I can start doing some shows too and start talking to other content creators. I would love to have some of you guys on. Definitely come over there. But please, man, listen, man, look, man. Be careful who you crown when you crown them. Just chill. Just chill. Okay. MP9 is going to be him, but he's going to make his mistakes. And that's all I'm going to say. And as far as the Vic goes and stuff like that, I mean, Mike said it the best before I came on. The rant was great. 100% what Mike was saying. Like, listen, man, like white, black, Chinese, it don't matter. You know, if you could play the position, hey, man, play the position. You know what I mean? If you a Chinese man, you know how to cook soul food, or a black man and you know how to cook Chinese food, it don't make a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoever do it the best, and what, like, come on, man. Like, we could build a community here where we can push our ideas forward and still respect each other, and at the same time have good laughs and a good time. So I appreciate you guys for having me, man. And listen, man, don't be scared to tap the link. Come on now, don't be scared to tap the link. You know, like,
don't be scared.
Don't be scared to tap the link, man. These guys are always gonna
thrive to educate. Okay, relax.
Yes, yeah, and that's all I gotta say, man. 6-Man K Styles, congratulations on your success, Mike. Congratulations on all your success. Therapist, the same thing, and I'm glad to see that the two of the biggest Atlanta Falcon content creators are doing content together, and that's great to see, because that's also a motivating thing for all of us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Since the years I started doing YouTube and stuff like that, I know that there's been a little bit of friction and stuff like that, but I'm glad to see Smitty and Mike being able to do content and being able to take some of those conversations and move forward and stuff like that. And that's great to see, man. I mean, if we can all support each other, this community would be so great, because united is where we need to be right now, because I think the success of the Falcons is going to reflect that. I think that we are going to go on a run. I think we are going to go on a decade run where it's going to be exciting, and we need to come together, because listen, Super Bowl, we need it. We want one. We can feel it. And I'm just excited just to talk about Falcon football, man, all the time, man. I love my Falcons. I love my Firebirds. They were the Firebirds before the Firebirds. Did you know that, K-Style?
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes. So the Atlanta Falcons, your Atlanta Falcons, everybody, I'm educating right now. Your Atlanta Falcons were called the Firebirds first.
Yep.
And they were called the Firebirds in the 60s.
And it was an old lady, and it was an old lady that gave them their Falcon logo.
Yes. Okay. So before you crown Michael P. Hayes and Terry Gordy and the other one, no, the Firebirds started in Atlanta. Okay. So thank you so much for having me, man. Mike, hopefully, I know you're going to open it up. And when you open it up, you're probably going to get a couple of trolls over there when you go live. But, you know.
Oh, no, they stay away from me. They don't want these problems.
Oh,
Hey, look, I
listen,
don't know
Mike, you got
the content creators, the fans. Nobody want to talk to me.
Mike, the comment that you got, I hate Mad Mike Sports. That was funny. I'm not gonna lie. That was funny. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie.
Look, like I said, man, we live by the motto over here, man.
Yeah, man.
In times of chaos, we'll be known as heroes. And in times of peace, we'll be known as villains.
Yes.
At the end of the day, we can only be who we are.
Yeah. Hey, listen, K Styles, man, you right about that, man. Listen, I have a dark sense of humor, and sometimes I'm misunderstood. But listen, man, I mean well. I love you guys. I learn a lot from watching some of you guys. I can't get on the lives all the time or watch the videos, but I do watch it on a replay a lot of the times. But like I said, man, listen, man, your owner, one of the best owners in the NFL, one of the best owners in the NFL. One of the best. Don't ever think that Mr. Blank is not one of the best owners. He is one of the best businessmen in the NFL. He is respected by people that are legends within this game. You've had two of the most iconic quarterbacks in the NFL. Jerry Glansville also doesn't get his prop. Like, you have a 30 for 30. You're the only team that has a 30 for 30 without a Super Bowl. You're the only team that has a 30 for 30, and I guarantee you it's not the 28-3 debacle. That'll never happen on a 30 for 30. Never. But you have the Dirty Birds of the 98 that were popping 30 for 30. You have checked all the boxes, MVP, gritty defenses. You have checked all the boxes. Don't never think, and don't let nobody tell you that these Atlanta Falcons ain't no. These Falcons have been respected. They've been like, don't ever let nobody tell you anything about these Falcons. And if I catch you and somebody talking crap about the Falcons and I catch you, I'm gonna smack the shit out of you.
There you have it.
If you
immovable object.
I'm gonna smack the shit out of you.
I mean, we are the immovable object and the unstoppable force.
Okay, Styles, thank you so much for having me, brother. Thank you so much.
Hey, man, no problem, man. Like you said, man, we start opening a little bit more right around this time.
I'm a link core. Okay, Styles, I'm here.
And we'll always have the links and stuff. So, like I said, hey, like he said, man, don't be afraid to tap that link.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, it's all about the conversation and it's all about learning something.
Hey, I'm NFL drafthistory.com, people. Do the research. I mean, we're like, come on.
Yeah. That's gonna be everybody's homework for this weekend. And go look at the history of them quarterbacks that got drafted. You will be shocked.
And we're talking about that, not ESPN. Cut it out.
Hey, Styles, man, Mike, tactician, thank you for having me, man. I gotta run. Listen, man, it's been awesome, man. It's been awesome. I feel great. Just talking to you guys, and I'm just excited to just talk about Falcon football. And hopefully, we can have a great offseason. The draft is coming, the OTAs and stuff like that. And listen, man, I'll be back in Atlanta twice for a game. If anybody wants to go, let me know, dude. I'm down there again. Like, let's do it, dude. You know what I mean? So let me know, man.
All right, just let us know what game you talking about going to. We make some plans for that.
Okay, sounds great, man. Hey, man, I'll see you guys. Have a great night. Stay blessed, everybody. Stay blessed, everybody, man. Like, look, man. I ain't gonna be able to go to sleep because I'm gonna be doing research now. Like, now, I was supposed to go to sleep, and I was like, "Yo, what am I doing?"
Hey, man, that look. That's what we do all the time over here, man.
I'm gonna tell wifey to get the Sunday the ice cream going, and I'm gonna probably stay up and watch some more videos, bro.
All right, man, don't stay up too long now, man. We
Mike, I
too
got
old
you.
for look. We too old for that now.
I
I know
know.
I'm too old for that.
I know. Hey,
All
Mike.
right, man.
Hey, be good, man. Later, man.
All right,
Take
you
it easy,
too.
man. I'll see you, brothers. Later.
All right, man. Take it easy,
Later.
man. And
Later.
to the people out here, we appreciate y'all, man. And once again, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for the 6K Live channel. Make sure you tune in for the Friday Night Whistle with Coach Unchained.
Oh yeah.
And we got Friday with Mr. White and the ATL Sports Endgame. Juan, what you got for the Endgame this week?
All right, people. Like I say, I'm gonna keep you on your toes, and maybe the afternoon. But we're gonna talk about is Julio Jones the death of the Atlanta Falcons? Oh, you're gonna have to be there. It's gonna be a gut puncher.
All right. Till next time, people. We ain't here to play.
Oh no.
We here to stay.
Oh yeah, nigga.
You ain't gotta go home.
But you should do your homework before you come on here.
All right, y'all. We out.
Put your eyes back in your head.
I got like flavor, flavor.
Pride, their eyes open, and force them to see the truth. We will skin the sheep and sacrifice the weak. The unholy alliance has arrived.